he fakes it. He's setting him up. Throws it to fucking Conklin or Rucker. It's really just the Jets chamber pot. Oh,
we suck at stuff.
To Garrett Wilson.
Oh, what a catch! What a catch!
That was all Zach, everybody. Oh, Quinn gets him.
Yes! Yes!
Look at this. Oh, a real live offensive touchdown. Got pressure. Run, you idiot. Here we go. Oh, that's a catch. That's a catch. All right, everybody. Garrett Wilson doesn't give a shit. Look at Zachy do, huh? Let's go, Zod. Gibson around the end. Run, little guy. Touchdown. Oh! Are you kidding me? I believe in Zod. Let's go, Jets. I believe inside, everybody. Here we are. It is time for the final preseason game of the 2024 NFL season. New York Jets versus the New York Giants, affectionately labeled the Snoopy Bowl, which is even less important now than it was just a couple years ago. I am GreenBean. I am happy to be here. I'm happy you guys are here. We're going to have some fun tonight. I am joined alongside my regular Sunday friend. Look at him. Look at that head. Let's say hello to Jeremy, everybody. How you doing, buddy?
What's going on? What's up? I'm so stoked. Final preseason game. Let's get it out of the way and just get to the season because I cannot wait anymore.
It's like, it's so fucking true. And we are joined with one of our absolute favorite hangs in the entire Jets community, Lee, one and only Frankie from Flatbush. How you doing, Frankie? What's going on?
Hey, GreenBean. Hey, everybody in the chat. It's time for the Snoopy Bowl. So this used to be very, very important. Nowadays, not so much. But it'll still be fun.
It is going to be fun. Well, you know what's cool? There are many types of fans, right? There are the fans that they say that they are diehard fans and they watch on Sundays and that's it. They go, oh, that sucks. We lost. Then there are the fans that, they read the Post and they read the Daily News and they watch on Sundays and they're, a little bit into it. They know the second string and all that kind of shit. Then there's another batch that know far too much. They know the history of the guy who's been on the team for 4 days total in his whole career. We know him. We don't forget him. That's where we are. So for guys like us, this is an interesting game. Now, would I like to see Aaron Rodgers play football? Yes, like Jeremy said. I can't wait for the regular season to see that happen. But it is also, if you can find a way to shift the perspective, it is a really good time to watch these guys either develop into NFL stars, make the roster, not even stars, players, make the roster from the depths, or lose their opportunity. It's an interesting process to observe, and we all get our favorites, and we'll talk a little bit about some of those guys in a moment. And then there are guys that we really hope just don't make the team. In years past, it was pretty much whoever I liked, they didn't keep. And whoever I said, that guy sucks, he needs to get cut, they're like, that's the guy for us. We're going to roll with that fella. But lately, it's been a little bit more in line. So we're not going to see the starters. There are actually 34 players not starting tonight, Jeremy. So let me ask you, were you on side start the number ones and let's get a drive or two, knock off some rust before we go on Monday Night Football? Or were you on, as Dom has started to call it, team bubble wrap? Where were you?
I was, a lot of it was determined by how the joint practice went. If we would have came out, our offense, and played the way we played in the Monday practice, I personally would have thought, you know what, maybe they need to come out Saturday. But given the way they played, the way they dominated that practice and how just incredible Aaron Rodgers looked, I just don't see the point. I completely understand the decision. I don't feel so passionately either way. I wouldn't fight over it either way. In this case, I just will default to the coaches and just trust their judgment. And at least I don't got to be nervous about an injury today, and none of us do. Like, we don't have to think and worry about, one of these starters going down, which would be a disaster.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, we can actually watch this with our feet up on the desk, so to speak, our hair down. Frankie, Jeremy said he's going to default. He feels very comfortable defaulting to the coaching staff who's never broken 7 games in 3 years, 7 victories. He wants to default to these guys who openly admitted they made a huge mistake asking one Michael Clemens, hey, we want you to gain 28 pounds and move inside. I gained there 28 pounds, coach. We're going to keep you at end. But I'm not built like an end anymore. That's all right. You'll do fine. And when he sucks, they go, you know what? Yeah, lose the weight, huh? When did you lose the fucking weight, Daddy? That's what. So Jeremy's comfortable defaulting to these coaches. How do you feel? What side of this argument were you on?
Well, as I see, Dom C has arrived in the chat and said, Team Bubble Wrap. I will concur with Dom and Jeremy. I'm also on Team Bubble Wrap. And I, too, I trust these coaches. It's true they don't make 100% of the decisions correctly, but nobody does. I do like these coaches. Yes, we haven't won more than 7 games, but we have had no quarterback and no offensive line the whole time they've been here. That's a little bit of a handicap. And so, I agree. They had their hardest camp ever. Like, you can see Salah's making adjustments. If you remember, GreenBean, we used to talk about how hard-headed Salah and Ulbrich were. They would never change anything, and they're very, stubborn. Well, now Salah's making adjustments all over the place. He's adjusting the training camp. He's adjusting the coaches. He fired a bunch of people, and we got new coaches in here, and I think we're all happy with Coach Jefferson and the other coach we got, Tony something.
Tony
the other coach we got, whose name escapes me. But we're all happy with them. Yeah, Tony Dews. And we're all happy with them. And so now we're seeing Salah make adjustments. So we were saying he's too stubborn. Now we're saying he makes too many adjustments. He adjusted Michael Clemens' weight. That didn't work out. He's not
committed, Frankie. He won't just commit.
Just stay consistent, man. So no matter what he does, there's going to be criticism. So I agree. They've had a hard camp, the hardest camp they've had. Rodgers said it's the hardest camp he's had in a long time, and he loves it. So that's good enough for me. Aaron Rodgers is the captain of the head captain of our team is Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. That's the way it is. If it's good enough for Aaron, good enough for me.
Well, I like that. I am also on Team Bubble Wrap. I think, like I said, I think it's really important to remember. Number one, we all want to see our start. We all want to see them, right? I think across the board, everybody would love to see Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson, Conklin, Aaron Rodgers, Tyron Smith. We'd all love to see those guys. Sauce Gardner. But the preseason game no longer has quite the relevance it used to with these joint practices. I mean, we are practicing against other teams, before every preseason game. This is just like the end where you kind of want to evaluate. It used to be the only action that you got. So It's not that way. So I think the emphasis has been mitigated somewhat. So I'm on Team Bubble Wrap as well. Jay-Z, I don't think they're playing their starters either. I'm not exactly sure. Tony Alexio's here. Alan Doge, Jay-Z beating everybody. Mitt Flair's in the house. Good to see you guys. Farouk, who was just gifted a Stream Beaner membership from the one and only William Sprague. Thank you, William. Stream Beaner super chats and emojis. There will be this season. We are going to have members only content as well. So for the Stream Beaners, as well as the Beanbaggers, a little bit more personal touch, if you will. We get together, we spend time, we hug, we kiss, we cry, all that stuff in the Beanbaggers. You want to cry a little bit? Come hang with the Beanbaggers a little while. So thank you, Sprague. Who else here? Ryan Jet's here, north of 45. This is good. JW's in the house. Look at all. Frankie's here. Look at this. It's almost time, Frankie says. Jamal's in the house. What's up, dude? Jonathan Francois, excellent, excellent. Patrick's here. James Thompson, the main catch. Look at all these guys. So Bradigan's here. Poot, Michael Piper, Jetpack 615 with today's first super chat. He says, howdy, boys. Jets, 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 Jets. Indeed, right back at you, Jetpack. I want to remind everybody, speaking of the Jets chant, we only have single digits. I'm not sure. I think we sold another one. So there's like 8 or 9 tickets left out of 100. I think it was 190 or 100 for the Talking Jets meetup ticket buy for the Denver Bronco game. We are all going to be there having a blast with Tailgate Joe, Ryan, Matt O'Leary. I know Jeremy's coming. Dom C's coming. It's going to be an absolute blast. We get on-field access after the big win for Zach Wilson's new team. It's going to be great. So I'm with you, Jetpack. I love the Jets chant. We're going to do it loud and proud this year. Look, wait, hold on, Alan. Look, there's Dom. Team Bubble Wrap. Right on. Project Bubble Wrap. That should be your channel. Project Bubble Wrap. How can we protect everybody? Alan Dodes checking in. Beanbagger, Stream Beaner, Alan Dodes. The Jets have signed and activated Mark Sanchez for the Snoopy Trophy. That's right. It's very important. Just ask Rex. Looking forward to seeing our D-line, receivers, and quarterbacks battle for the roster. You know, I'm surprised, Frankie, that they're not going to give Martinez one shot at the first half because it's different. I wonder why that is. Why do you think that? Do you think that Peasley's just got the job wrapped up?
Well, I thought Saleh said it's going to be Martinez in the first half and Peasley in the second half this year.
I thought it was the exact opposite. Maybe I heard it wrong.
He said they're going to flip it, right? Peasley started the last game. And so I think Saleh said they're going to flip it this time. Martinez in the first half, Peasley in the second half, which I took as a good sign for Martinez.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, then I'm very happy with this decision. This is very good. I'm no longer disappointed, Frankie. I'm looking right at it.
So that tells you, okay, they're giving a longer look at Martinez, which makes a lot of sense. The kid has certain tools. If you're going to keep somebody on a P squad, probably Adrian Martinez makes a lot more sense than Peasley, as long as he performs okay and shows you something. He's developmental, obviously, and he probably won't mind sitting on the P squad. So that's probably what they're doing.
Yeah, I think so. I like the idea. I'm excited to see the Martinez package, as Tony Alexio would say. He's here. Always good to see Tony.
Maybe he could be more than a package. Maybe this kid develops into, let's dream about the future. Maybe at some point our number one quarterback is Jordan Travis, and he's balling. And our number 2 quarterback is Adrian Martinez, and he's a young fella. And, maybe that's our 1-2 punch.
I love it. I love that idea. Let's work on developing quarterback. Well, and we have the staff to do it. Hackett, from what I understand, is amazing. So we are very happy.
Look what he did in developing Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
I'm telling you, man, he took him right from a scrub to 2 back-to-back MVPs. And we saw when he was grabbed as the Denver Broncos head coach, Aaron Rodgers fell off a cliff. He only got 3,700 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. Terrible. Yeah. So we saw that. Farouk checking in says, I believe in Saleh. Zach's proven in Denver. He sucks. You want to know what's so funny? Farouk, when I saw DNVR, I was like, wait a minute. What the hell is that? Like, I was thinking, DVA. I was like, wait a minute. DNVR. I don't know what that is. Denver.
Actually,
took me a good 15 seconds.
I think there's a reason Farouk's using that. There's a new media company. We're going to talk about this on my show at some point in time. There's a new media company that's city specific. So they're set up in Denver, for example, and it's called DNVR Sports, and they cover all the Denver teams, every single one. The hockey team, the soccer team, you name it, all Denver sports covered by the DNVR, and that's their branding. And then they have like 4 or 5 cities that they do that in. So it's kind of a fascinating new twist on the media landscape. And I think that's maybe where Farouk is getting this.
Maybe he is. Maybe he's not. But
Maybe
either
he's not.
way, that is a very enticing subject, Frank. Now, Hawk
yeah.
checking in. Hawk, as you guys know, has been unbanned from GreenBean's channel for this 2024 season, and he comes out of the gate disagreeing with me. Fucking Hawk. He
Hawk,
says Monday Night Football against arguably the hardest team on our schedule is a tough way to knock the rust off. If we're seeing false starts by the offense and stuff, that would be upsetting. Now look, I happen to agree, actually. The only thing I'll say is that they didn't they wouldn't knock any more rust off tonight in a series. You know what I mean? A series or two, maybe a little. I mean, there's some benefit. But again, I think the idea that they're playing against opposing teams and all that. Now he's wearing a red jersey, so you act a little different when you know nobody can hit you. It's like, the tough guy-itis. You go, what are you going to do when, your dad's behind you? That kind of thing in elementary school. What? And then your dad's not there and they go, what's up? You go like, hey, I'm terribly sorry. You have a whole different mentality. So what else we got here? We got Jonathan Francois checking in. Zach already proved he sucked here. Yeah, Zach. Dude, look, if he was great, if Zach Wilson was great, and we don't know what his career, we don't know, right? Geno Smith, all this shit, 10 years from now, we have no idea. But if Zach was the guy that a lot of people maintained that he would beat out Stidham and Nick. I mean, those guys, we don't know what Nick's is, but here we go. Wait, what was that? See that? Was that just me?
Freeze beam. Yeah, that was just you. Well, here's the thing with Zach though. Zach, I watched him in the preseason. His first preseason game, he looked fine. He looked good actually, but then the second one, I was like, oh, it's back to old Zach again. But now Sean Payton's talking him up. So Sean Payton saying, oh, the last 2 weeks, this kid looks amazing. He's got something really changed in him, and he's having fun again, and da-da-da-da-da. So we got to see why Sean Payton is doing that. It's probably drumming up trade interest, would be my guess.
Yeah, right.
Thinking he could fool everybody. And it's like, well, we have the tape, coach. I mean, no matter what you say, we have the tape. We see.
Yeah, here's the thing. We were watching. Yeah, we were looking right at it.
Zach Wilson has the distinct honor of probably being the only NFL quarterback in history benched for Tim Boyle.
That's quite the distinction.
That is
quite the trivia question, Jeremy.
Yeah, that's a Y2K in 10 years from now. He'll be bringing that shit up. Trivia. And we'll all be like, who was that? I don't remember that. Tim Boyle. Oh, my God.
After so many Super Bowl wins, how can we remember such triviality?
Such bad times. C. Blake checking in to say, I appreciate all you guys. Well, thanks, man. We appreciate you. I mean, the truth is, this is a lot of fun. We like to, watch the Jets, obviously. And, especially not living in the area, for years, I watched Jets games either by myself. Then I made another human being, my son, to watch games with. Took a while, But then I would go to sports bars, and in South Florida, it's Miami country. So I mean, every now and then there'd be a Jets fan, and we'd sit together and shoot the shit. But it was like, generally speaking, I was alone. Then I found the South Florida Jets fan club for a couple years. That was great. Anywhere from 100 to 200 Jets fans in one place, rooting. So that ended up being fun. But it's like, then I moved to Virginia. There's nothing. So it's for me, it's great, especially when I was on the road too. I feel like I'm watching the game with friends, just like the old days. So I really appreciate you, C. Blake. I sincerely, man, I'm so tickled that you guys come and hang and we get to watch these friggin' games together, because it hasn't exactly been positive for us, Jeremy. It's been tough, and we're still here.
Oh, it's been rough, man. I think that it's going to be so, if this year goes the way I think it's going to go, it's going to be just so different. And I think
are we going to score touchdowns, Jeremy? Are we going to score any touchdowns?
I think we're going to score touchdowns. I think we're going to win games. And I think it's going to be, I'm going to feel like we earned it, that we earned the right for whatever fun is ahead. We paid our dues. We sat through a lot of very painful games.
We don't even understand what fun means. What is fun? Touchdowns? Offense?
We have to,
What?
well, Frankie, we have to say weird shit like Ibelow Benzad. I mean, we make up and all the shit Frankie's made up over the years. Country Club Connor and Dick Chimney and all this stuff. I mean, Frankie comes out with one a week. Why does he do that? Because there's no fun being had on the damn screen. I got to make my own fun.
Sticky Stiggers. Let's not forget Sticky Stiggers. That's one of my
Stiggers
favorites.
is the fresh. That's the fresh one out of the box. Meatball Parm says, is GreenBean going to revolt if Yeboah gets cut?
He's not getting cut.
Well, let's just let's entertain for a moment that he does. Yes, is the answer. Yes, I will. I would be upset. So look, here's we got 4 minutes till the game is theoretically going to start. I don't know. I'm getting nervous with this NFL Network, man.
Yeah,
you said it's on YouTube TV on NFL Network?
Yeah, it's the featured game. It's on the NFL Network.
Jeremy, do me a favor. Scroll down here. I'll make it bigger, but scroll. Oh, you can't, can you? Because you don't have the website. You can't. Shit. All right, then Jeremy, control my TV and turn on YouTube TV instead of the. Let me do this while I'm. Hold on.
The problem with NFL Plus is that it keeps it in the upcoming mode until exactly 7:30.
I know.
So you're waiting around at like 7:26, 7:27. It's like, can I put it on early? No, it doesn't let you.
I know, and they're talking. They're like, hey, this guy's gonna be this and that guy's over there. They show the field. People are walking around. I want to see that stuff, Frankie.
Yeah, I'm able to see something. I don't know why, but when I turned on my YouTube TV, there was like 4 choices of NFL Network, 4 channels, and I picked the one that said that it's going to have the Jet game. So I don't know what that's about, but I do have the NFL package, so I assumed it had something to do with that.
All right, so here quickly, here's the hold on. So here's the list of folks who are not playing tonight. Aaron Rodgers, Tyrod Taylor, first 2 quarterbacks on the roster. Braylon Allen is not playing, and that's been really a bright spot this preseason. Isaiah Davis is also not playing, so brace yourselves for the Izzy Valaday show tonight. Breece Hall, Xavier Gibson is not playing. Alan Lazard, Mike Williams, Garrett Wilson, Tyler Conklin, Jeremy Ruckert, Olu Fashanu, Morgan Moses, Tyron Smith, John Simpson, Elijah Vera Tucker, Joe Tippmann, Wes Schweitzer, Leaky Fotu, Javon Kinlaw, Solomon Thomas, Quinnen Williams, Jermaine Johnson, C.J. Mosley, Quincy Williams, Jamian Sherwood, Michael Carter II, Brandon Eccles, Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, Tony Adams, Chuck Clark, Ashton Davis, and Isaiah Oliver. So that's 34. So what does that tell you? You add Morstead and Zerline, that's 36. That means there are 17 spots left for the 90 guys, or the what? How many's left? So that'll be 47 or 37. How many guys are left on the team?
You said it right, 17.
Yeah, but so 34 aren't playing out of 90. Jeremy, you're a math professor. What is
34 out of you want to look at how many?
37?
66.
37. 66. So out of 66 guys,
sorry, 56.
56 guys will be running around tonight, 17 of which will make the 53. So that's what we got. You're going to see some hungry fellas.
No.
Very important game for a lot of people. Farouk checking back in. Thank you, buddy. He says, not worried about the rust in the San Francisco game. We're going to run them some. We're going to run, then run some more. I'm thinking 60% run to pass ratio. Wouldn't that be something? I would like that, actually. Frankie, how do you feel about 60% run to pass?
Well, if it winds up 60-40, that'd be good news because you run when you're ahead and you throw to get ahead and when you fall behind. So that'd be great. As far as a game plan, of course, it depends what kind of defense they play. Whatever the defense does determines what the offense does for the most part.
Well said. Well said. Jonathan Francois checking in. He says, our schedule is easy. We should be favored in almost every game besides the Niners, Dolphins, and Bills away. What are your win-loss predictions? Ooh. Well, I am predicting that the Jets go undefeated. But for fun, let's say that the Jets are 12-4, take the AFC East, and just may win the 1 seed, but probably not. So I think we're going to take the AFC East and get a home playoff game, but I don't know if we'll be the 1 seed, which will be great. Can you imagine having home field advantage throughout the playoffs and a bye? That'd be amazing. Jeremy, what's your prediction?
I think that we're the minimum. Like, I honestly believe we're gonna. I think we're gonna, like, at the lowest. I honestly feel confident 12-5. Like, we're gonna win 12 games, 12-5.
Say 12-4.
But,
Yeah, 12-5.
12-5. But I do think, part of me feels like we have a very good chance to go 13-4. Like, I think 13-4 is incredibly realistic, especially when I think about the amount of 50-50 games, and I do all the math and all my little compressing of split the 50-50 games, throw away the San Francisco game, one major upset. Like, when I do all my math, it says that it's like 12 points up. Like, it could be 13 or 12 or 13 wins. So I'm going to be optimistic and say I'm predicting 13-4.
I love it. 13, I think, might get you the 1 seed. Frankie, where do you stand?
Yeah, it should definitely be anywhere in the 11 to 14 range. I'll say at least I'll go with 12 wins. There's always some surprises. There's always some injury things. There's always, you lose a game you shouldn't lose. 13 is right in the zone where we really should be. According to Mike Clay's latest rankings, we have the second best roster in all of football. So
who's first?
I believe the 49ers. Unfortunately, the first team we have to play.
Yeah, that's really something. But no Trent Williams, I think, is a bigger deal than where.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's funny. Like, if the Jets were without, our left tackle, it would be daily. We'd be hearing about it. No big. Just like we are with Reddick. We hear about Reddick constantly, but you don't hear very much about Trent Williams. It's not that. I mean, it's a story, of course, but it's not being overblown. It just is what it is. But the fact that he's not there, if he does not suit up for week 1, that is a major advantage on our part. And then in addition to that, they have a couple other offensive linemen going down that have, we have a rookie starting. And so against Quinnen Williams, by the way, left guard. So, I mean, there's the potential. Think about this. You have a backup tackle going against JJ and a rookie going against Quinnen Williams. That the left side of their line could be a major problem. You might have to keep tight ends in and all kinds of shit. So that could be a problem for them, which I think hopefully we are able to exploit. Is the game on? It's 7:33. Anybody seen it?
I'm watching Aaron Rodgers run around practicing.
Really?
Yeah, I'm watching Watts and LT3. Peter Schrager, interestingly, Peter Schrager is doing the color commentary with Ian Eagle. Ian, of course, is excellent. Schrager is an insider, so we'll see how he does. Well, I can't hear him, but it's interesting that they have Schrags in there. But he's favorable to us. He's not going to treat us poorly. He's a Salah and a Jet, fan. I mean, he'll treat us fairly.
He was the
Joe Douglas friend.
He was the guy who predicted Sauce Gardner as our pick.
Yeah, he's an insider. He has inside knowledge for sure.
Right,
but yeah, they're showing. I mean, the game's on now on NFL. I have it on NFL Plus. NFL Plus. Everything's.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah,
I see them. Okay, are they talking on your screen?
Yeah, they're showing highlights. They're showing the crowd now. They're showing the fans.
I don't know. We're way off.
Signing.
Okay.
There's.
This is the last week that we won't be able to pause it and catch up with one another too. So we got to be sensitive to that. We're going to be behind, as you guys know, but we're not going to be locked up either, which is frustrating. Yeti says GreenBean nailed the Carson Steele call. That kid is showing some ish. What's ish?
Ish is what the kids call SHIT.
Oh, okay. He's showing some ish. Okay. Thanks, Andy. Wish I could have seen Alan bust some heads today. I'm telling you, dude, Carson Steele, it's funny because you guys saw like on the Monday Night Mocks and everything, Dom and I would get into it every week, and not like in an argumentative way or anything, but when I look at a guy like Carson Steele, well aware of his limitations and the potential, downsides and all that. But what I see is a guy who is absolutely destined to make an impact. I just see it. It's like and I see those guys all the time. Like Malik Washington is a guy. I hate that he's on the Miami Dolphins. I watch him play and I'm like, there's just no way. Like their makeup, he's gonna make it. He's gonna, I don't know if he'll be a superstar or anything, but they're gonna make it. And especially at the bottom end of the draft, those are the guys you want to collect. Now, I'm not unhappy with the fact that the Jets, brought on Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis. I'm not unhappy in the slightest. But boy, oh boy, people laughed at me for Carson Steele, Jeremy. And Carson Steele looking pretty good the other night.
Now, where did Carson Steele come from? This is a kid that the Chiefs signed as a UDFA, right?
Yeah.
So they didn't even have to draft him. And I saw a lot of highlights. He has the flowing hair out of the helmet.
Love the flowing hair.
And so I was like, who is this guy? I didn't even know who he was. But yeah, there was a lot of highlights of him on X and all that.
I watched more Carson Steele. There's only, like I don't have access to a lot of the things that you guys have access to, like, being scouts and all that shit. But I watched more Carson Steele stuff, interviews to highlights. There was one full game that I found of Carson Steele. And it's a funny thing because a lot of what he does is like that lunch pail kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like he takes on the blocks, the pass rushers, and like he does a lot of that kind of stuff. But boy, oh boy, does he run hard. He's just a guy that with the ball in his hand, he's just, on the football field, there's that place where the guy who wants it more just gets it. And he exhibits that to me. So anyway.
So he's like Isaiah Pacheco Jr. then.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's get Pacheco and then let's get Pacheco 2.0.
Yeah.
You're never going to get all the guys that you want, that you find at the end of those guys that slip the steals, and those kind of guys. But it was much more frustrating back in the day when that was the reality, when we get none. Now it's like we could look at guys like Malik and we could look at guys like Steele, but we could at least say, okay, but we got McKinley, we got McGregor, Leonard Taylor,
right.
Braylon Stiggers. I mean, like, so the nice thing is that we're getting a lot of steals. Like, we're
right, and you can't get everybody. You know what I mean? You just can't. But real quick, Frankie, did you see? I want you to watch real quick, not to go Carson Steele crazy, but I want you to watch this run. So watch this run here. Where's the play?
The slot, the kind of ghost action here.
So
now this is against the Ravens, right? So not exactly a bunch of pushovers. Although it's their back.
But I want you to see. Come on, just show the damn run already. I want you to watch something. So okay, here he goes. Come on, get this damn guys. Where the fuck is that? A fork? Get out of here.
So this is a zone. Looks like a zone to the left with a sifter. To the right. There's the sifter. Wham block. Boom. So now Steve's talking about reading the helmets and so forth, I'm assuming.
Yep. So he sees where the hole's going to be. He's reading it. Carson Steele's watching where the hole's going to be. Here we go. Come on. This is taking fucking forever. I didn't know this clip did this.
Ooh. Nice return for the Giants. Fumbled at the end.
All right. I'm not even on yet. Jeremy, where are you? Tell me when you're watching the play.
Okay, right now
I'm not going to do that. I want you to see this fucking run real quick. This is crazy.
I just got a replay of Aaron Rodgers.
All right, I am still not watching the kickoff.
I just got Aaron Rodgers talking in a press
Can't
conference.
Anyway, I can't do it.
Looks like we got a fumble-aya.
How is that? Because I'm watching Aaron Rodgers being interviewed in like a press conference.
I know. I'm literally watching. Who is this now?
There's gonna have to be a review because I think that kid recovered it. No, but they're giving it to the Jets.
Dude, how are you so far ahead of me?
Like, where is it? It's like saying they're going to play it and it's not happening.
This is 12 personnel.
Hold on. All right. So William Sprague checking in with his GreenBeaner super chat.
Hey,
GreenBean, I have a single
Atta
ticket
boy,
for
Izzy.
Cincy. Hold on, Frankie.
Sorry.
Single ticket for Cincy at Carolina on September 29th. Do you want it? No, I'll be at the Jets Denver game. Do I know anybody? Well, hey, if anybody else wants to go to see the Bengals at Carolina on the 29th, reach out to William Sprague, dude. He's got a free ticket. All right, I'm watching the kickoff now. That's how behind I am.
This is crazy. I'm watching it's still the warm-ups. You come out of it and back in or something.
Big return.
The guy fumbles it, we recover, and then Izzy goes for 9 on the first play.
Thanks for ruining it. Okay, this is
You're
good.
welcome. You're welcome.
Sky C checking in. Thank you, Skies. Hey, GreenBean, Frankie, and Jeremy. Excited to see our Jets this year. I've missed seeing your guys. Do you think the Jets 49ers' preview a Super Bowl this year is going to be very exciting? Well, it very well could be. I mean, it very well could be. Yeah, that's the real fumble, too. I think so. Jeremy, what do you think? You think this could be the precursor to the Super Bowl?
I'm hoping so. I think we waited long enough, and it's about time. I'm just trying to get the game playing again because for some reason, it was way behind, but it's not that I don't get it.
What about a better story? What if it was the Jets-Packers in the Super Bowl? I mean, could there be a better Super Bowl than Jets-Packers, or maybe even like Jets-Lions? Those would be amazing stories.
Jets-Lions would be wonderful.
That would be so incredible. I mean, the Detroit fan base is insane, almost as insane as us.
Well, they don't even have the ring in the 60s to talk about like we do.
Yeah, they are incredibly loyal. They're an amazing fan base, I have to say. If you say anything, I would say on a video like 20 positive things about the Lions, because when we played the Lions in a game, but one negative thing I said, and all the Lions fans would jump in and say, Lions fan here, you're wrong about what you said, blah, 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 blah. And there was like 100 of them on my channel, my old channel,
Really?
which wasn't really very big. So the Detroit fan base is incredible.
No, that's good. Right. I like that the losing teams have the most ravenous fan bases, you know? All right. I got to try YouTube TV again. This is crazy.
Absolutely.
That was the app. That app is ridiculous. That's what happened on Paramount too. It's like literally it's like they're not aware that we're having a live stream, for God's sakes, when they do this.
Did you alert the
Show
NFL?
the game. Yeah.
Did you make sure the NFL knows we're doing this? Because
I told them.
I think they'd want to know.
I sent an email.
Oh.
NFL@NFL.com.
I do have the green book if we ever need it.
What's the green book?
You don't know what the green book is?
I don't know.
It's the contact information for everybody in the NFL. And
Like
and every college team as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I got the second and one. I got the second and one with the Jets with the ball. Is that what you see?
Yeah, it's second and one. They just carted off a giant. We're now in 11 personnel on second and one. This is interesting. We're going to throw here.
Dude, I can't believe it. This is bullshit.
Corley's in motion.
My YouTube TV won't work at all.
That's an interesting play.
Number 88. Is
Jeremy, how much time you got on the clock?
What happened?
There's your boy.
All right, I'm watching second and one here. I got Garrett Wilson in motion.
First down, Yeboah.
There it is. Kenny Yeboah, 2 yard. Gets the first.
But look at that play call. Wasn't that interesting play?
That was good play. But listen, you see, Kenny Yeboah looks big. Does he look
bigger? He got bigger, man.
Yeah.
It's been 3 years. I remember when we were all so upset when he got cut.
He's all grown up, but he's all grown up.
Oh, hit the outside, Izzy. Ah, man. See?
All right.
Yeah, I think I see Izzy out there. Yeah, there you go.
Brownlee. Thank you, Sky C. Alan Doge says Stiggers was the guy who recovered the fumble, everybody.
Nice.
I'm not sure that's true. Oh, maybe he did, yeah.
Nose for the ball.
Dude,
he's going to be a special teams ace at least. At least. Yeboah in the backfield here. halfback. This is 12.
Decent run there. That was Izzy.
Attaboy, Izzy. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a nice 6.
All right, what are you guys looking at on the play on the clock here? How much time you got in the first quarter?
12:51, 12:50, 49.
I got 12:55, third and 2.
I'm 20 seconds behind you guys. Okay, nice 7-yard, 8-yard run. I got third down. You guys can talk. You guys can color commentate and play by play.
Third and 2.
Because I'm behind.
11.
Izzy,
We're in 11 on the shoot.
Izzy goes forward for an extra 4 yards, first down. Great run for Izzy.
Attaboy, Izzy.
Abawakanda.
I'll tell you, poor Izzy. What do you think, Frankie? Any chance he makes the team?
I think so. He's looked a lot better. They're saying that even the coaching staff is saying he finally understands what he wants of them. And then you have runs like this where he escapes the first contact. That's important. That's something he needs to do. They had him, and then he squirted away. And that's what good running backs do.
That's what you got to do. So I ended the poll. We had a question. Who do you guys want to see make the team the most? Tack McKinley wins with 46%. Braid McGregor with 21%. Codrington with 18%, followed by Izzy with 14%.
Izzy's making the case.
Izzy is making a very good case. He's running with a lot of just strong
decisiveness.
Yeah, exactly. He's decisive. He's very decisive.
No dancing around.
Also, I'll add the word passion. How's that, Jeremy? He's running with passion.
He's running with passion.
Yes.
There he goes again. Look at him. Boom. Beautiful. Oh, there's a flag. It's gonna be a hold on.
Yeah, that's holding.
Who's the hold on?
I don't know.
They're featuring Izzy though.
Working at all, dude. It's crazy.
It's a penalty. First penalty of the ball game. Holding.
17.
17.
That's Malachi.
Corley's got to learn. Kid's got to learn. He'll learn.
I think he's got to go. Cut his ass.
Let's see this holding. Maybe it's that's why. He put his left arm or he just got put in a bad position. He'll learn. Kid will learn. It's all right.
It wasn't that.
Second and 14. Big deal. No big deal.
I don't know. I call that Corley getting rolled more than a hold.
I mean, he put his left arm. The problem was the left arm.
48. 48.
He's holding on. He's falling backwards. He's holding on.
48 is Ferkser.
Ferkster.
The Ferkster.
He's got about 0.001% chance to make this roster.
Yeah, but he could make the P squad. He's an interesting guy. He could be useful. He's had a 400 or so yard season in the NFL, so he's not a total bum.
Definitely P squad material.
Yeah, I mean, if you need him, he can do some things like that. He caught the ball at least.
And he's vested too. Like you don't have to worry about him. You know, he's not subject to waivers. So if you just make that agreement, you get a contract with him.
Oh,
look, we're gonna keep you here.
Did he catch that?
I think he caught that.
Who was that? Kenny
That's
Bow?
Corley, baby.
Corley.
Did he catch that?
Oh, it's hard to say. They're gonna have to look at that.
A hell of a catch if he caught it. Oh, did he?
Kid has some grit.
So pretty ugly ball,
catch?
though.
What are they saying? Did he catch it?
He didn't catch it.
Drop. They're saying drop.
Excuse me. He didn't catch it.
Xavier Newman down. Damn it.
And that's why
there it is.
Important players playing.
Yep.
Because
bubble wrap.
Imagine if that was our starting lineup and it's AVT down.
They called it a catch. Was it a first down, Dom?
Very close if it was.
That's a hell of a catch by Malachi.
I saw it hit the ground.
Virtual
measurement.
measurement.
Ground to me.
That's a Dom C measurement.
That's a first down.
I call those measurements Dom C measurements. He likes to be very precise.
Sneakers to Boots agrees the NFL app is the worst. Yeah, I'm telling you, I have every everything you could need to watch NFL football, every subscription or whatever. Every week something doesn't work. It's truly crazy. Let me see this.
I'm
Oh,
They
surprised
showed
they
it
gave
from
me
the
a
other
catch
side.
on
The ball's
Dave
on the
was-
ground right there.
They're challenging.
They're
Yeah,
challenging.
hello, look right here. Look at that
Bunch of
thing
wuss bags.
They
bouncing
touched it.
around. Look at it, it's still bouncing.
I think it's incomplete,
No doubt.
but a hell of a try. Like, so does that count as a drop against Corley? Because that's a hell of an attempt. I mean, he almost made it a circus catch.
Yeah, I think it does count as a drop, though.
Nah.
You know, you saw Martinez just, it's like he wound up, throws the ball, he held it for just a hair too long,
Yeah,
which you don't want to see because he's open.
yeah, I thought so. I thought that was
Good ball.
incomplete. Not a first down. So we will kick a field goal here. Sala says. Well, not a bad drive. And Martinez, I mean, Martinez looks to me like that's a P squad guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't look completely clueless. He can run. He can do some things. That's a P squad guy.
Just got to see if he could throw, like the whole route tree. Can he throw downfield a little bit?
I mean, we kept Strevelovsky on the P squad. I mean, he couldn't throw it 10 yards. My sister could throw it farther than Strevelovsky.
I mean, I've worked in schools and watched fifth graders throw the pass that he couldn't throw. Fifth graders.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was crazy. 4th and 1. Who we bringing out here? Who's kicking it?
It's our kicker. Greg the leg, automatic. And we take a 3-0 lead. Well, not bad. I think you saw some good stuff from Izzy. And I think Amart looks like a P squad keeper to me.
P squad
Amart.
keeper.
We got A-Rod, we got Amart. Get all the A people.
Yeah, this is actually a Famous J. That's not a poster. That's actually painted for me. A viewer sent that to me as a gift. Got it painted by a woman in, I believe she was in the UK. So he painted it, signed it. That's paint. Beautiful, isn't it? That's a good one. I'm very happy with that. I cannot believe how bad YouTube TV is for me, everybody. Like, it won't work. I click on the game, I see it, it will not work. So I got to go to the NFL app, which is quite literally 5 minutes behind.
Oh.
I don't even know what the fuck's going on here. So anyway, what do we think? So the Jets had a scoring drive, Jeremy. What did you think of the drive? What stood out to you?
It's Izzy. It's like, I mean, the only real key to that, I mean, obviously we saw that Corley has a little bit to learn. I think he made a great effort on that catch. I think Corley did a great job there. That excites me, and I'm happy with Abba Wakanda. I think he's going to get a roster spot on this team. He won't survive the P squad. If he goes to the practice squad, he's going to get poached in the first 24 hours, in my opinion. The kid's got tons of speed, lots of talent there. So he's either going to have to be on the 53 or you're going to see him playing in a different uniform, in my opinion. But that's really what I'm focused on for this drive. I mean, if Martinez makes the practice squad, great. But, that's a few years down the road to see if he's going to be anyone on this team.
I don't know, man. I think he's very exciting, that first preseason game.
Yeah, he was.
I don't really see I don't see any reason why we couldn't keep 4 running backs. I mean, that's not a big deal to keep 4.
I don't think
If
so.
if you got him.
Especially because he's a little bit different than the other guys.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't cost you anything. He's good backup insurance.
He's a little bit of a home run hitter. Like he's a speedster, like he's a guy.
Yeah, if we could actually block it up for him, that's the kind of guy you probably want to keep around. because especially if he's being more decisive, because then he hits the hole and then he's gone. He's fast. He is fast.
Yeah.
DeVito. Tommy Cutlets. Little DeVito action.
It's a good kid.
This guy always shows the moxie. He's got the moxie.
What? Now that's a penalty. Why did we do that?
We kicked it out of the end zone. I think we may need somebody else to do the kickoffs. Greg, the leg is too strong. It's a little too strong.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it. We were talking about this the other day on Talking Jets. If you are concerned about, just you don't want to, let's just say you just want to take it out. You don't want to limit. You want to limit their ability to have any exciting returns. If you kick it to them, they only get it at the 30-yard line. So who cares?
I know.
Well, that's the thing. They were going to make it to 35, and then the coaches said, no, that's too far. But it's, because then a few first downs and you're already in field goal range. But so they moved it back to the 30.
But that means
it just seems interesting, and we've done it now a couple times.
At the end of games, when you don't want to take any chances, you could just put them on 30.
Well, yeah, at the end of games, yeah. Defensive line looks not so strong here so far.
Well, it's a 3-yarder, right? I mean, what did they give a bigger one after that?
Yeah, they just picked up the first down there.
Okay.
That was on Surratt. That's his fault.
Surratt and Iguavin are in there. Is Barnes playing 53? No.
Let me see. Oh, yeah. No, I think he is, actually. Modine talking about the Jets offense needing to get touchdowns instead of field goal. We have been the field goal team over the years, and we call that Zach Wilson football. So
Modine coming in as Captain Obvious. Thank you, Mo. We didn't know that.
Yeah.
We could not figure out this game of football were it not for Mo Dean.
Right.
It's important that you get touchdowns over field goals.
Yeah.
And the other part of that, though, is they can't score touchdowns.
Right. You got to prevent them from scoring also.
So John wants to know, where's the Klecko jersey? I have a signed Klecko jersey, courtesy of Project Prospect. Well, Dom, let me just tell you that I have something special planned for the opening of the season with that particular jersey. So you will know shortly, my friend. How's that sound?
Oh, there's
special, beautiful, awesomeness.
They're showing the love of my life, Coach Brick.
There he is. I love you.
We love you.
We love you. We want to kiss you.
He stole your beard. Stole GreenBean's beard.
You did.
Oh, that's a nice play by Tommy Cutlets.
We love you, Coach Brick.
So Farouk, with his first ever Stream Beaner super chat, says gift. Oh, that's not a super chat. I got it wrong. He's paying it forward. William Sprague gifted Farouk a Stream Beaner membership today, and Farouk is paying it forward and gifting his to, let's see who it is here. Where did it go? Wild Wave. You got a Stream Beaner membership courtesy of Farouk. Look at that. Nice play. Jesus.
Wild Wave.
I'm watching the Panthers game still over here. This is crazy.
What? That's so crazy.
Yeah, the run D, they got to stiffen up in there, huh? Where's LT3?
They're gouging us, man.
If he wants a job, he better step up.
Right now, we got Hector in there. I see Hector. Who's the starting front?
LT.
Oh, somebody just left the edge wide open. Wow. That is an example of not stealing the edge.
What are we doing here?
So we got Watson McGregor on the edges here for that play. I'm a few seconds behind you on this one.
That was freaking ugly as hell.
Oh, my God. Yep. McGregor went in there for the tackle. That was Braden McGregor's side.
And none of these guys are making a case for themselves and on defense here at all.
No.
Looking like a bunch
Oh,
of
look,
bums.
in his defense, it looked like he was designed to go inside, and the cornerback stepped up and had the edge and bit hard.
Yeah, bit hard.
Number 39. Who's number 39?
39 was that was who I blamed. Like I felt that same way. It was 39.
That's Jarius Monroe.
Yeah, a guy who's gonna be working at Home Depot next week.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, but still, you don't like to see it. You don't like to see it. I mean, they do have what's his name, Robinson, out there that's starting wide receiver. That Allen Robinson's playing. So I mean,
I'm gonna call
They
him
do have
Dom
some-
C. I know Dom C is probably confused. He doesn't know a lot about what it means when you use fancy terminology like seal the edge. I'm gonna have to explain it to him. So I'll give him a call later.
look how they're just running the ball. I mean, they don't even want to pass it.
They don't need
Third
to.
and 10.
So,
Yeah, well.
look at this drive. This is what we call a ball control, time of possession drive. Control the clock, control the game. If you
Somebody
don't
better
need to
control
throw it,
the
you don't
tackle.
throw it.
Ooh, they got him down. Just shy. Now we got to see if
Running
they
in.
go for it.
37
That was
Stiggers.
Barnes.
37 is Stiggers, right? You almost
Yeah,
made a
it's
great
Zaire
play.
Barnes just made that tackle.
Sticky Stiggers. Oh, well, he helped a little. Kind of tripped him up.
Sticky stick.
That was actually a nice tackle by Stiggers.
He got in there.
Stiggers like a
was-
rocket. I'm not so
It's like good recognition. It was good. It was a good mental play.
They're gonna go for it.
Fourth and 1. They're going to go for it on our leaky defense. Leaky.
Remember that, man, when we couldn't stop anybody?
they stopped them.
disrespected
They
us?
stopped them. That's a stop, baby. That's a stop.
Oh,
All right, let me watch.
who's in there? 55, Surratt.
What?
Hey, that's how you do it. That a boy. Twyman's in there. Who the heck are these people?
It could be nothing in the world. It could be guys that aren't on the team.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
care if
Chaz
they're-
Surratt. Nice. Like a
They're wearing
heat-seeking
our-
missile.
Chaz, get him down.
George Fire likes it. There he
We
is.
stiffen him up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
That's
10,
what you get.
11 play
That's what
drive.
you get, Jim Pock. That's what you get, Jim Pock.
11 play drive. We can't have a lot of those in the regular season. That'll kill you.
Chris Bradigan is all lit up over that.
Likes it. Oh, and he didn't hurt himself, Bredigan said. Chaz Surratt made a huge play and didn't hurt himself.
Surratt's an
Sodak
interesting
checking
guy.
in. Yeah, poor Chaz Surratt. Sodak checking in says, should be worried about the defensive line on this team, given we lost 2 out of our 3 top playing defensive ends and the rotational philosophy of the defensive line. Well, let me watch this. So we only lost 2 defensive ends, right? So 2 out of the 3, like you said. So we lost JFM and Bryce Huff. So that is, we brought in Reddick, who's not here. So of course, yes, that's a concern. But the thing that we fail to include in that is that we do have a first-round pick going into his second year in Will McDonald, who looks like he can be a very similar asset to what Bryce Huff gave us. Look, you even heard Vic Fangio down in Philadelphia saying they do not think that Bryce Huff is a 3-down player yet. He said, we think he can get there, but he's not. So he's going to be a pass rush specialist, at least in the early going. And Will McDonald can do, we don't know for sure, right? But we've seen him in games. We've seen him we saw him last year. He was good last year, very limited. I think he played 19%. So I know people are down on Michael Clemens, and it's yet to be seen how the losing the weight to get back to defensive end size really works or anything. But they got him penciled in as the starter, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tack McKinley makes the squad as well to kind of add to that rotation. So, I think it's definitely, there are question marks there, but I wouldn't call it like concerning, because we have Michael Clemens. It's his 3rd year here, and McDonald's a first-round pick going into his 2nd year. So if he can replace Huff and Clemens can give you the run stuff, stuff the run, first and second down kind of thing, then we're good.
Hey,
That's the way I
good
see
run.
it. Frankie, how do you feel about that? Are you concerned about the defensive line?
Not overly. I mean, all the rankings have us as the best or second best in the league. So if Reddick doesn't show up, we fall down to number 5? You can't. I mean, you could worry about anything you want, but when you're being ranked as number 1 in the whole league, how much can you really? Now Reddick has to show up. If we're going to be we won't be number 1 without Reddick. But how far are we going to fall down without him? 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm not too worried about it.
Dom C bringing the good news. Project prospect here. Newman, shoulder, and Yaboa, groin, both out for the game. Not good.
Nope.
Could be precautionary, like, hey, you got a ding, get out. That kind of a thing. But still not what you want to hear.
That was Corley getting us some
There
yards.
we go.
Getting us close to a first down.
You can see how they're going to use Corley, right? You can see what they're going to do.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I just want to tell you what Iron Eagle just said. He said, they call him the Yak King. Looked a little more like the Yak Prince on that one. The Yak Prince.
Is he?
Ian, we don't need your shade, Ian. We don't need your shade, buddy.
Still royalty.
Is he
okay? Just didn't get to the first down marker.
Is he just told us back up offense, guys? Get on my back. I'll carry you.
Yeah, that's what he did.
I mean, look at Izzy. I mean, Izzy's looking good, man. That's a positive. Corley's getting experience. Let the kid get his feet wet in the league. Iron Eagle.
If Newman is out with an injury, maybe that leaves a spot for Brady Latham.
That's right. There we go. It's going to be the Brady Latham show tonight.
That's not good.
That's good news for me. Where is he? I want to watch these offensive linemen now.
Sack.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know who got it for them, but
who's 61? Mitchell?
61. No.
Is that Mitchell?
That is Max Mitchell, everybody.
Max Mitchell is going to be off this team. See ya. Bye.
Garbage.
Bye. Not because of that, but if you are still this bad after all this time in the preseason, I got to say goodbye. Now, if that was Cole Laval or, one of our young kids, okay. But this is Max Mitchell. I mean, come on, man. What are we doing?
He's not had the best camp.
He's not improving. You got to improve in this league or you're getting worse.
Yeah, I think Warren is clearly better than him. So
Dom says Max Mitchell is now being treated
pretty good.
Max Mitchell is now being treated for a shoulder injury.
He should be treated for embarrassment.
This is why
treated for vaginosis.
He should be embarrassed with that effort.
This is why the starters are not playing, and we could feel really good because we're getting beat up here.
Yeah. I think, somebody like a Xavier Newman, we got to see how he's doing after the injury, but he could make the squad. Cole Laval could make a squad. Brady Latham's going to the P squad, guys. I mean,
yeah,
he's a perfect P squatter.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
So
because you can also get him there. I think you can get him there.
Right.
Like nobody's going to claim him probably.
Right. Because to claim him, you have to put him on the 53.
Right. So that's why I think probably nobody's going to claim him.
Yeah.
So that's a good candidate for the P squad.
Yeah. Yeah. Be very shocked if he was poached. Very shocked.
Because he's developmental. He's a guy you're going to have to develop. And if somebody takes him, they got to use a 53 man. It's that's not what you want to do with him. You want him on your P squad so that you develop him.
Yeah. No, I agree. Absolutely.
So just so you guys know, Cole Laval is number 60. Max Mitchell, 61. 62 is Jake Hansen. Our boy Brady Latham is number 63. Willie Tyler is 64. Xavier Newman is 65. Joe Tipman, 66. Carter Warren, 67. Obina Easy is 68. Chris Glazer is 69. Deculus is 70, and I think that's all. Schweitzer isn't playing, but he is 71. So there you go. Now you got it. You can remember all that. Now we don't have to have that conversation anymore. Got it, everybody?
What did he just do, Martinez? Like what?
Second and 18. Jeez.
Let's see.
Let me run backwards into the end zone and throw the ball away.
Oh Christ! Come on, Amart. Well, it's the snap.
Yeah, it was a bad snap.
Oh no, then he threw it away. That's fine.
Oh, I didn't see the bad snap part. I looked up and I just saw him running in the end zone and throwing it.
Yeah.
No, he did. He did what you want. He didn't pull it. He didn't pull a Zach.
He did the best you could do.
Yeah, I think this snap.
Yeah, Zach would have tried to run around.
It wasn't Tippmann.
I couldn't tell if the snap was bad or if he just missed it.
Who was the guy? Was it Brady Latham? It looked like he just missed it.
Yeah, so that's better than. It's
Well,
kind of hard to tell. It's not so
Oh, that was
high.
a bad snap.
If it was Latham, in his defense, he was not a center in college. Like this is just trying him out.
All right. See, even a play like that, Izzy makes the catch, gets a few yards. That's, we're talking about running back 4 here. Just do the simple stuff.
Yeah, I didn't see that it was a botched play like that. I thought he just ran into the end zone, but no, that was fine. He did what he had to do. He got rid of the ball. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I would say that's a plus on his part.
Yeah, that he was smart enough to do it.
Yeah, he didn't pull a Zach and try to run 72 yards around the field. Just get rid of it, start over.
Did the Giants touch that? Is that our ball?
All right, hold on. Let me see this punt.
A Giant definitely kicked it.
I think they
Oh, yeah, he
recovered.
kicked it. Oh, but they got it. They recovered it.
Yeah.
McKenzie.
It would have been nice if we would have scooped that up.
That was definitely live, though.
Yeah, but then they fell on it. Ooh.
See, why does Brownlee care if it touches him? Look at him. Why? Why do you care? It's already theirs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you touch it.
Oh.
All right, let's see. 16 seconds left in the first. Right?
Yep.
Let me guess, you're going to run the
Jets,
ball.
I got to say, guys, the Jets are up 3-0, which shows offensive prowess. And we had a 4th and 1 stop in this first quarter.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Offensive prowess. We actually settled for 3 because of a holding call, and then there was the botch snap. I mean, we kind of hurt, but we've been running the ball very well.
Yeah. Izzy is so far the headliner tonight, I'd say.
Yeah, agreed.
Other than that, no. Watts is on the field. LT3 is on the field. McGregor's on the field.
McGregor. He's a Highlander.
Ooh, that's good coverage, look like.
Number 31.
3rd and 10.
3rd and 10.
31 is Isaiah Winstead in coverage, everybody.
Well, Winstead's a wide receiver.
Oh, well, we're all over him. Who got there? Whoa, 93. Who's 93?
McKinley.
McKinley got there. He's definitely making this squad.
Tack
Come
McKinley.
on.
All right, let me watch.
You can't have it. You can't. He's doing everything they're asking him.
Who's 70? He just beat Evan Neal. That's Evan Neal he beat. Tack
Look at
McKinley
Tack
showing the
dude.
burst.
Tack
Get
McKinley.
that guy.
That
a
was
roster
exciting.
spot. He beat Evan Neal,
You
the
can-
5th overall pick in the draft, baby.
That's right.
That's not some bum.
He is making this roster. Tack McKinley.
I mean, that is impressive. Not that Neal's been very good in the league.
And I
but
like the
still,
celebration. That's what I heard when he was doing it.
Yeah, Yeah, he needs a little bit better of a celly, but you know.
No,
we'll
I
take
like it. Just
We'll
the
take
guy
it.
likes it. Stodak likes it. Paula Bonner likes it.
Anthony's calling it a tack sack.
The Mott
Tack.
Zone likes it.
The sack
Tack
pack.
sack.
A tack sack. I love it. A tic tac sack.
Ticky
Patty
tack
whack.
sack pack.
A tic tac
needs-
sack pack. Patty whack.
Who
Give me a dog a
needs
bone.
Hassan Reddick when you have Tack McKinley? I mean,
That's right.
Hassan, who? Who?
I'll tell you what, though, man. I'll tell you what. If the gods of the football realm should see fit that the Jets found a golden nugget here in Tack McKinley, and he comes out and balls even a little bit, it's going to take the Reddick value and
Yeah.
it's going to diminish. It's going to be like, dude, just sit out all fucking year. We don't care. As a matter of
I mean,
fact, we don't want to pay you $14 million. We want to knock it down to $6 million.
I mean, you know, Hassan Reddick's got to walk into his agent's office and be like, "Excuse me, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
What exactly are we doing here, gentlemen?" And he has good agents. He doesn't have the agent of Kyler Murray, that bum. He actually has good agents from CAA who normally know what they're doing, but in this case, not so sure about that. He had, if the reports are correct, he had a $23 million offer on the table from Joe Douglas.
Yeah.
You know,
They said it's not going
And
to
he
get
said-
it done.
and he said that's not enough. I mean, come on, man. Like, take your 23 million and get in here. What the
Yeah.
hell are you doing?
Somebody's
It's a
got
fair
to.
deal.
Somebody's got to do some analysis on Evan Neal. I really would love it if somebody broke that down. Like, show his college tape,
Well-
figure out what the hell went wrong with him.
Look,
He's
the
a
same thing
top
was
10
look
pick.
what happened with Andrew Thomas. It was the same thing. Andrew Thomas took 3 years.
He
The
did.
first 2 years, everybody said Andrew Thomas is a bum.
Yeah.
And then now he's an all-pro. I mean, so he has
In the
got the
first
guy on his
year,
own
they-
team.
And they were calling him Mount Becton his first year. So, shit changes around here.
yeah.
I mean, yeah. So sometimes these guys take a while, and Evan Neal didn't help himself with his comments about the fans either, but that's a
No,
whole
that-
other
No, that didn't help.
That did not help, Mr. Neal. Somebody should have instructed him. You never attack the fans. You never attack the fans. That is a bad idea.
But if he doesn't turn it around between Kadarius Toney and him, the last bunch of picks for the Giants, like,
But that
Man,
was all
if-
before. Well, that was actually the first. I think Thibodeau and Neal, right? They were the first. They were the same year. I
Uh-oh.
think they had,
Codrington.
yeah, Thibodeau,
Codrington. That kid is electric.
he might make the squad, huh?
he knows how to
Cuatro
return.
tres. I don't know where he's going to make the squad, but man, he is good at returning kicks. Whoa.
It really is.
This kid, I mean, for a punt return, that's really good. Punt returns are very hard to do. That way, he makes it look easy too. The kid's amazing at that.
Wow. Who was that? Brownlee? Nice catch. Nice play. I'm telling you, we are a different organization than I've ever remembered. Like, we're gonna have to release real talent. Like, that's how,
boy.
I mean, we have so much talent competing for spots. It's amazing. I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
Hey, that was a great play by Martinez and Brownlee.
Yeah. It was a good catch by Brownlee, too. Right.
But Martinez stood right in there. I like that he just stood tall in the pocket. It was collapsing.
Look at
a
my
little bit.
guy! Look at my guy! Look at my guy! I love this kid from Coney Island, New York, baby. There's
Brady
my
Now
boy.
he, now he loves him.
Who is it?
It's
I
got to
can't
be
see.
Izzy.
Hold
There's
on,
only
let me
one
watch.
kid on
Izzy,
Brooklyn. But look at the blocking. Look at the friggin' blocking. There he goes. Later. Late.
Oh, later. Look at Izzy, everybody.
It's the Izzy
Wow.
show tonight. But look at the blocking. That's
The
what we need
hole
to
was
look at.
Beautiful.
Yeah. That's what we just said. We said if you give that guy a hole, he's gone. Boom.
Yep.
There it is.
Just
You gave him
were
a hole,
saying it.
he's gone. He did
We were
break one
literally-
tackle.
Frankie, we literally mapped it out. We said it exactly
Yeah.
the way it happened.
Well, he did break a couple tackles, so that's, you got to give him credit for that. Here's 1, 2, and he did the old switcheroo.
Yep.
Out of here.
Switcheroo, skeetily do. I love it.
There he
That's
goes. See you
exciting.
later.
Okay.
Those kind of
Beautiful blocking, great run, good second
Very
effort.
nice.
those kind
Excellent
of
play
things-
calling by Nathaniel Hackett.
Right. Beautiful.
Always like to point that out.
Those kind of things happen when you're decisive as a running back.
You
Good
could
things
say he
happen.
broke 3 tackles there. I mean, kind of. That's nicely done. I don't know, man. We got to keep this kid, I think. Kid from Brooklyn. Got to love it. All right. Looking good, Izzy.
Yeah, this is our home run hitter.
Yeah. That's a touchdown. Extra point, good.
I don't know how much of an opportunity you'd have to play, but man, just having that kind of depth feels great.
Stash him. Can use him on kickoffs if you need to. If you want to give people a rest.
I'm going
late
to
in the
ask the
game.
chat. Can the Jets realistically cut number 43? Oh my God.
Trade bait. Farouk wants to know if he's trade bait. I don't know if somebody's going to trade for a running back. Running backs have very low value. So a running back 4 on our team, what could we get for him? A 7th round pick? I'd rather just keep him.
Yeah. What could you get for 63 cents?
It would be nice though if you could do a little bit of that. You know, if they can figure. You see the Browns doing it. You know, you saw but what are the Redskins doing? Giving Dotson to the Eagles.
Yeah,
What are they doing?
I said, everybody said, what a great trade for the Eagles. And you'd think that logically, yeah, what a great move. But it makes me say either Adam Peters is an idiot or there's something wrong with Dotson that we didn't know about. Everybody loved Dotson coming out. But at the same time, why would you just give a wide receiver, one of the most valuable positions in football? You're just going to give a really good wide receiver to your rival? I mean, what
doesn't make sense?
So that means to me something's wrong with Dotson. And I haven't done the film study to know what that might be, but it just begs the question, like, why would they do that? Is Adam Peters just an idiot? I mean, Dan Quinn's not an idiot. So I don't know. Oh, and now they're showing Izzy on the special team. So Izzy plays special. So anybody thinking he doesn't play specials, he does. He's on the KOR or the KOC, I guess.
KO
Kickoff coverage. So Izzy's on that team also. So that I think Izzy makes it then. And we kick it out again. Maybe this is going to be our strategy. They get it at the 30. We don't care. Maybe Solid just thinks our defense is so good, give them 5 yards. Screw it.
Yeah, like take away the ability to wait. We have the lowest punt rate or kickoff return percentage in the NFL.
Yeah, and we're just like, we don't care. Our defense will just, we have Tack McKinley. We don't care.
That's right. We got the tack attack sack pack.
We we have the great Tack McKinley. Nobody knew who he was before anything started. And now all of a sudden.
Jet, speaking of another pack, the tack attack sack pack, Jet Pack 615 calls in to say, safe to say Izzy is back. I mean, look, he's doing everything that he can to make the case, right, Jetpack? There's no question. He's running hard. He looks good. And that's all you can ask.
Let's put it this way. Whether it's on the Jets or not, he just got himself a job in the NFL. I promise you.
Yeah, but I think they're going to keep the kid. I don't see why not.
Finkelstein says he's hungry and he misses Jeremy eating on streams. Jeremy, I ever tell you the time I was floating through? Remember the old days? You know, at any given time at like 11 at night, you can turn on YouTube and Jeremy's on there. You're on there. So we were just hanging around. And then one day I open up, I see Jeremy's live, and I just click on the stream, and he's fucking eating a bowl of cereal.
They call it content, Green Bean. That's content, sir.
I texted him. I said, dude, look, eating on the screen's fine, but don't eat cereal anymore on camera.
You know what? Back
fucking
then,
horrid. So he was just sitting there.
Back then, I was trying to get watch hours. Tuesday, I was on every night, late at night after everyone was off. I'd go on to get watch hours and just stream and stream. And people would say, "Stay on." Like guys like Eric Craig would say, stay on, I'm bored, we're talking. And it was like, but I gotta eat.
And Captain Crunch is on the menu, so I'm terribly sorry.
If I don't grab it soon, my wife will. So cereal doesn't last long in my house.
Oh my God.
Why is there a delay in the game, chat?
Well, we're watching Conk. This is the best thing about preseason is that you get to have all these dumb interviews.
Oh, that's the worst.
As much as I like Conklin,
flag holding.
Realistically, is Hassan Reddick that ridiculous that he would just give up a year of his career? Like, really, if JD doesn't give in, would he actually sit out the season?
dude, I thought I just saw our first hip tackle.
I can't imagine it.
He is, and you know what? He's just going to be stuck in the same situation next year. We still got him for the same contract.
I mean, if he sits out, then he just ruins his career. I don't know why you would voluntarily do that.
Makes no sense.
This is base, I think.
We got an illegal formation flag out there. So Zebo doesn't. Captain Crunch messes with Zebo's mouth. Everybody,
we got a flag. It messes with the top of my mouth too. Captain
Crunch.
It's
very sharp. Yeah. Not mine though.
Flag.
I can eat an entire box of that shit.
Well, your mouth has survived a lot worse than Captain.
Yeah, that's it. My mouth is toast. My mouth is one big callus.
Sticky stickers.
All the hot sauce and the hot pizza. You know how many times my wife just did it to me today? I made caramelized onions. I reached right in the pan and just took onions out. It's like, hey, it's gonna burn you. I looked right at her and said, when are you gonna learn? I don't care. No, clearly the value of that onion being in my mouth right now, without even so much as a blow, supersedes my health.
Ooh, another sack. Who got that one? There was two people in there. I think Taylor's getting credit for it. Taylor.
That's LT.
JW coming in with
that was
a big
beautiful.
$10 super sticker. The cute little, what is that? A dog? Is that a Pokemon?
That was beautiful by Leonard Taylor. I gotta say, that was beautiful. He threw the guy right out of his way and just went truck right through.
That was LT3.
Yep. That was beautiful.
Barnes helped.
Yep. Man, I hope Zaire Barnes makes the team. He's a local Sacramento boy.
Local to you.
Local to me.
Look at Zaire Barnes running up like he made. That was all LT3. Thank you, JW.
He's taking over this game. Wow.
So now you see why they were running it so much early.
McGregor did some stuff.
They knew we were going to do this to them in the pass game.
Yeah, another sack. Look at that.
Watts had a nice.
Braden McGregor, everybody.
Watts was in there too.
So look at that. Consecutive play. Dude, the three guys that we all kind of like the most on the defensive line out of these undrafted free agents and reclamation projects, Tack McKinley, LT3, and Braden McGregor.
Look at these monsters. These are monsters.
McGregor is dominating.
I mean, sack. What is going on here?
This is crazy.
It all started with the attack sack pack. Another one.
It's out of control.
McGregor again.
I mean, now against the run, we're not doing so hot, but you try and pass against us. I don't think so. It's no good.
What do you do?
Look at McGregor, dude, with the bull rush.
It's 4th and 32.
Also, who was in on the bottom there? Who was the other guy who kind of made it in there and wrapped the legs?
McGregor.
No, McGregor came over the top and crushed his ass. Dude, 3 consecutive sacks, LT3, and a double by Braden McGregor. Unbelievable, man. That's exciting.
Flag.
That was Taylor too. Dom C says, so that was, I think it'll go down as a sack for Braden McGregor, but if it doesn't, it's a half sack for LT3 and McGregor. That's exciting. I am excited.
That's just.
How are we going to keep all these guys?
We're gonna have to keep 11 DL. Maybe we shouldn't want Roddick to come back. Maybe we shouldn't want. Maybe it's good that Roddick doesn't come back. We can hold it. We get to keep an extra one of these guys.
Yeah, like Adam's saying. On second thought, my new offer to you, Hassan, is $7 million.
Beautiful.
Two flat. We got 2 holding calls on the same play. Can we get our act together, please?
The offensive line and defensive line are different animals.
Guys, the two owners of these two organizations, and Jay-Z points this out, they need to get together and they need to say, look at the money we spend on rosters. Look at the amount of money that comes in. I don't care how much it costs to do. I don't care if you have to change the field twice a week. I don't care. Just do it and get us a field because the injuries are out of control.
Out of control.
You know what they say? They say, I don't see the data that tells me that grass is safer than turf. And the problem is they hire consultants to come in and do the analysis, and the consultants then get money from the field turf people to come up with the conclusion. And then they do the study, and it's you get a 100-page report, and it says basically that field turf is basically as safe as grass. It's not worth the cost of replacing it to save an injury or 2 here or there. That's what they say. And the owner looks at it and goes, well, this is the report by the professional people. What do I know?
Yeah.
So what they need to do is get the NFL Players Association to be in on the report. It is big turf. Jeremy's right. Jeremy makes a comment. Jeremy Brock and Blue. It is big turf. If you look at the Green Book, we were talking about the Green Book earlier. That has every college, high school, and NFL and CFL team in the world and all their contact information and everything. It also shows what kind of surface their field has. And if you flip through it, it's like field turf, field turf, field turf. There's hundreds and thousands of these fields. Think about how much money they're making. There's only a few companies that make this surface. All the high school fields in the world, all the college fields in the world, all the pro. There's so many football fields, and the vast majority is field turf.
Big.
I've looked into this.
Yeah.
You remember GreenBean? I was the first one to come out with a video on this.
Yeah.
Well, right, Frankie, remember? And then we did a Thursday Thick of It. We broke down the blades of grass by each, remember? And field
there's different types, right?
The different types of artificial fields. And the one that the Jets had until last year, remember this? The blades were actually little tiny loops. They were loops. So there were thousands of little loops, perfect size for a cleat to get stuck in. And we got all these knee injuries and Achilles and shit. And it's like, I mean, loops. Who thought of that? Yeah, that was some good times, Frank. Good times.
Made a catch. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, but that's what they'll tell you. And that's the problem, because it seems logical to us, but to an owner of a football team, it's like, I'm not seeing the problem here. Someone can't quantify. These are business people. You had to quantify it for them.
That was a significant.
I want to tell everybody real quick. I'm sorry, Jeremy. We currently have 341 people in this stream. At the same time, we only have 151 milk thumbs. Now is the time. Why don't we get together as a unit and smash the like button? Give me the milk thumb. And let's see if we can break 200 in the next minute. The 180 people didn't hit the like button yet. Let's see what we can do. Smash that like button for me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. It is time to subscribe and smash the milk thumbs, everybody. Thank you, Juggalo. It says only 45% hitting those milk thumbs. That's 45% that are lurking.
Oh, almost.
Oh,
I'm gonna end the poll here real quick. While Sodak checks back in, they did grass for 2 months ago. and they said it was awful.
Was that
Oh,
Koontz? Was that
yeah.
Koontz?
Get that guy off of my team.
Koontz, it went right to his hands.
He has butter sticks for hands.
Well, he had the catch before that, so he's at 50%.
That is not acceptable. Get this man off of my squad. He had a touchdown. It was perfect. What good is being tall if you can't catch the ball?
Right.
I want to know. Look at this.
What's up,
play.
Owen? Good to see you, buddy.
Oh,
Ouch.
that was a
No,
nice
no,
play by
no, and-
36.
It's good to see people again we haven't seen all off season. GreenBean, like Owen, man, he's been with us forever, watching us
Forever.
Owen.
Now, an interesting thing happened. Right as I asked the people to hit the milk thumbs, we were at 341 people. We lost 30 people instead of the milk thumbs.
For God's
We
sake.
did get over 200 milk thumbs, though. Thank you, guys. We got to 208, but somehow we lost 30 people. They were like, screw you. I don't even believe in milk thumbs.
are
man.
free, people. Doesn't even cost you anything.
Yeah,
We're gonna leave instead.
yeah. I don't even believe in milk thumbs.
Wow, look at this. Look at
Thank
this.
you, guys.
I mean, this is what this kid can do, though. We already knew that.
Yeah,
Now, don't break your leg, guy.
yeah. It's not worth dying.
I mean, that's a nice run, but we knew Martinez could do that. That's what he did all in college. I mean, but it's still nice that he can do it. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But we know this is a skill set he has. We know this.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh, he almost killed one of his own players.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, just get down, guy. This isn't K-State, brother.
Yeah,
You're gonna
Jay-Z
get
reminding
yourself killed.
everybody that Koontz doesn't need to catch the ball, Frankie. He has a perfect 10 RAS score.
That's true. That's all you need in football. Everybody knows RAS score is, football.
Hey, it got him on the damn NFL field. My RAS score was significantly lower, somewhere in the twos. I didn't get there.
That's Valaday +2. 2nd and 8.
Kevin Callahan coming in with the milk thumbs, baby.
I think the secondary point of the night is really Amart making a case for the Peace Squad. You see what the kid can do. He's got an interesting skill set. Got a lot of upside yet, probably. It's 11.
Indy Jet says he's responsible for the uptick. He hit on and off on the milk thumbs hundreds
Oh.
of times.
That was not good.
Who was that? That wasn't Izzy.
Now Valaday's in there.
Hmm.
But that was like the offensive line. Like
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who got run over.
I think everybody.
Somebody was a couple of turnstiles on that one.
That was not good.
That was Hanson. Hanson got rolled. Carter Warren, maybe.
Something like that
looked
seems
like he
like
did a
it
good
might
job
be a-
on that one.
Might be a miscommunication. Somebody thought it was supposed to be a certain kind of blocking and it wasn't, or a number of them.
Ooh.
Back foot, come on.
Is that Brownlee?
So Brownlee's
see much
still
of
in
it?
there. Brownlee's still in there. That tells you he's fighting for a spot, I think.
Yeah, no doubt.
Definitely fighting for a spot. Yeah. I would like to see Brent Smith get more of an opportunity.
Yeah. 4th and 3, we're going for it.
As we should.
Yeah, might
Let's
as
see what's
well.
going on.
It's just practice after all. I want to see his back foot hit and the ball come out. Back foot hit, ball come out. Back foot hit, ball come out. That would be better to see. Back foot hit, ball doesn't come out. Hey. But that would be really encouraging if he did that. That's what the good ones do.
That's
So
okay.
I asked the chat if they thought the Jets could realistically cut Izzy now, or a Codrington, I mean. 54% said no, but 45% said absolutely.
Yeah.
Just got a couple nice
Codrington-
runs.
I mean, well, Codrington was a UDFA, right?
Yeah.
Nobody picked him. We got him, and I think we got him late. I don't even think he was part of the first wave of guys we signed. He just sort of came in and came out of nowhere, as far as I remember.
Yeah, no doubt.
So
sure.
there was no demand for the guy. He's shown he can be great on a great returner.
Hmm.
And in practice, I've heard his name called a few times by the beat reporters in practice for nice plays, but who knows what that means? You got to look at the tape. His problem is going to be he's got to beat out JBC. We need to know what's going on with JBC.
Yeah.
If JBC goes on IR, then there's maybe a spot for Codrington. If not, maybe we try to sneak him onto the P squad, or probably we lose him.
I don't know where Brandon Smith is. Why do we wait till the fourth quarter to see Brandon Smith? Let's play. He hasn't earned, coming up a little bit over like Lance McCutcheon, for God's sakes.
Right. I mean, give him a chance.
Yeah, let him play with Martinez instead of the P shooter.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I got an error message here. That's not good.
That's not good.
Let's redo it.
See, what Brownlee does is Brownlee will make an amazing big play every once in a while just to keep in the heads of everybody. Like, oh, you can't cut me.
Who's injured now? Yeah.
I mean, for a six, for a wide receiver 6, it's not bad to have a Brownlee as a wide receiver 6. It's not like he's, wide receiver 2 for us.
Right. It's true.
There's not too many teams who have a wide receiver 6 better than Jason Brownlee.
It's true.
I don't know, though. I mean, look, they're working on him. They're doing the thing. I don't know. I don't see it with Brownlee. I just don't see anything all that spectacular. I'd love to see some real yak. It's very little. I mean, I don't know. Like you said, you got him in, and you can develop them, but I don't know. I think in a year like this, when it's like, let's say we have a 1-year Aaron Rodgers window, I'd love to. Isn't Hunter Renfrow still out there? Allen Robinson. I mean, there's some guys that could come in and play.
Well, Allen Robinson is on the Giants. I don't think we want him.
So
nobody has signed Hunter Renfrow, so you have to wonder why. I mean, must be some reason.
Like, no, I want $20 million.
I mean, he can't be that stupid. He's got to come in for the minimum.
The problem with Brownlee is he just didn't improve. Like he's
let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
He's not better than he was last year. He's just Brownlee.
I don't see it.
Not better.
I don't see much. Who's that?
Xavier Gibson, on the other hand, you see the growth.
Yeah,
look at that. So Egavon. Jonathan Francois says John Michael Schmitz has an ankle injury. Bubble wrap strategy. Wins the day.
Nice.
Could you imagine, though, dude, if we put like Tippmann out there and he got a 4-week ankle injury? You know what I mean?
Jeez.
Well, that's the problem. That's the risk you take. I mean, all the people who wanted us to play everybody, that's what we're talking about here.
You see all these injuries, and you got to say, boy, I'm glad our starters are not out there.
MetLife turf is no joke, dude. That was a good fake. Faked me out. Al Blades is out there, everybody.
That was a smart play call.
If you like Al Blades, suck it in now, because this is it. This is it for Al Blades.
It's a smart call.
Jack McKinley was in there on that one. That's a nice little rollout.
That's what you do when the guys are getting through. You got to screen.
Quick game. McKenzie. Yeah, these guys are battling for spots too.
Yep. Got to seal the edge. They got fooled. Someone got fooled. Oh, they had a good blocker. They had a lead blocker right there.
That's Allen Robinson right there.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him.
Amazing.
Look at him go. See, I told you he's better than Brownlee.
I mean, a guy like Allen Robinson still playing in a game like this, that kind of tells you something.
It doesn't speak highly.
No.
He just might need, maybe they need him, he's like, I don't know. Maybe I need a little work.
Ooh.
Jason Edwards is going to be there in September, right, GreenBean?
That's right. Jason Edwards is coming. He says, hey, GreenBean, my son received his college football number 17. He's playing for Monroe in New York. Monroe's a good school, man.
Wow.
That's awesome. Congrats.
It's a powerhouse.
And that's a good number. Is he a wide receiver? Sounds like it.
I don't know. When we met him, he looked fast. He was telling me something about track and fields. Like he's got speed.
Hey, let's drop some hearts in the chat for Jason's boy getting his college football number. The old Garrett Wilson, Malachi Corley special.
DB, defensive back, GreenBean.
LT3.
DB. Wow.
Yeah,
Amazing.
defensive back.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Look at Leonard Taylor.
LT, baby.
Wrecking ball.
He's making the team. Come on, after this.
My
Everybody's
third
making
stringers are better than your third stringers, Giants.
I mean, that's a guy that you might keep just because he might not make it to the P squad.
No, he's not going to. That's what I think. I think guys like him and Braden McGregor are not making, they're not getting to the practice squad.
It's a shock that he wasn't drafted. I mean, we had this guy going in the 5th round.
Yeah.
Wasn't he like the #1 guy in all of when he from high school to college? Wasn't he like ranked #1 in the whole nation?
Yeah, he was a 4-star recruit.
Very highly touted.
A guy like that with that kind of talent, you're not getting him to no P squad.
The criticism was the engine, like the motivation that he would take plays off, that he would disappear. But you know what? We have a rotation, so maybe that's perfect for him.
We haven't seen any effort issues, right? I mean, we haven't watched his whole tape or anything, but from what I could tell, it doesn't look like he's dogging it. Looks like he's a dog.
It looks
right?
like he's fighting. It looks like he's fighting every play. And Salah mentioned it in a press conference. He says he's working really hard. He's learning that you can't take plays off. Like he said that. So,
well, if that's the case, I think we're keeping that kid. I mean, we're thin. I mean, we are thin at defensive tackle depth-wise.
Yeah.
Relatively thin. I mean, but
he's better than Smart.
We did this the other night, but let's do it real quick. You got JJ, Quinnen, Kinlaw, Clemens, right? Those are our 4. Then you got McDonald, so that's 5. You got Fotu, that's 6. You got Solomon Thomas, that's 8. Who else is a lock? Well, Reddick, so that would be 9. And if they keep 10, that's one more spot.
Yeah, and that's why it's like a battle between those 3. And
but until Reddick comes here.
I mean, Tack McKinley has to make it. Tack McKinley has to make this team. I mean, I don't see how. I mean, he has first-round pedigree. Albrecht, knew him from Atlanta. They picked him in the first round, and he's shown you everything you want to see out of a defensive lineman. I think McKinley's got to be a lock, and then everybody else is just battling for like 1 or 2 roster spots. You can't keep 12 defensive linemen. You just can't.
And you keep 11, though, this year, Frankie.
You could keep 11, but then they better play special teams. Like McGregor's going to have to be on the coverage teams, and and he can be. We've seen him do it, but like Leonard Taylor can't do that. So,
yeah, I don't know how we can let these guys go. It's so crazy because it's such a valuable. These are such valuable positions. There's teams that are going to be salivating for these guys.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Because look, not everybody has the depth. Like they might really like their front 4.
Well,
but behind that's interchangeable, and not everybody does the rotation we do either.
And also, not every 3-4 team doesn't want these guys. If you're a 3-4 team like the Patriots, none of these guys fit your system at all. So all the 3-4 teams are out of the bidding for these guys. They don't want them. They're not their kind of player at all.
That's a good.
So you got to look up how many teams do a 3-4. I don't know off the top of my head, but those teams do not want any of these guys really. Now that was a great play on defense. We were stunting up front, left our guy out on an island. He made the tackle. Swilling, good play.
Let me see.
That was nicely done.
Watch this one here.
Even though they completed it, I think that was a nice play.
Yeah, like he forced the 4th down. Did what he had to do.
They only got 3 yards on that. That's a great play.
Yeah. All right.
And they are, who's this? They're kicking a field goal here. Yeah. Hey, we get a chance to run our 2-minute. Let's see Amart in the 2-minute. That's something to look at.
Somebody's saying Ryan was on TV. Is he at this game, GreenBean?
Is he?
I don't know. Someone in the chat is just saying Ryan was on TV. Unless they're talking about his appearance on the
Ticketmaster thing.
on
Is
the
he doing
Ticketmaster.
commercials now? Is he?
They
Does he
used
have
him.
has a deal with Mercedes Benz?
Yeah. All right. 10-3, everybody.
Hey, let's see if
got him.
Martinez can run the 2-minute.
Let's see. This is exciting. This is what you want.
Yeah.
Nice 2-minute drill.
2-minute drill. Let's see what they have.
Bring in Brandon Smith.
Send them deep.
A little Brandon
what,
Smith
though?
action.
They might want to see Brandon Smith catch something from somebody not named Martinez, though, this week. Because he's been playing with Martinez the last 2 weeks.
I
What do
mean,
you think of that?
that's a little cruel. Let's put you with the worst quarterback. Let's put you with the guy we deem as worse. That's kind of a
Right. Let's see what you can do. You got all this rapport with this guy. Let's see what you do without your girlfriend on the field. That's how old coaches would have talked.
let's see how you catch balls over your head by 10 feet. Good luck. When they throw it out of bounds, what are you going to do, Smith?
We want to see how you react.
Good luck with that, Smith. You think you're high and mighty, Smith? Well, Corley's still out there. Sticky Stickers is.
We watch this kickoff here. Let's see what happens here. Oh, they're kicking it out of the end zone too. What's going on here? Are we going to see the same amount of touchbacks?
I think a lot of teams are just going to say, screw it. It's too confusing otherwise.
I never understood what they were talking about. We're just going to keep going the other way. We're going to do it the way we used to do it.
We got a defense. We don't care. This is 11. Going to be passing here.
Yeah, Dirty
Validate.
Jesus and everybody else saying. Now, Ryan was on the end of
Or
the
not.
Ticketmaster commercial, which was great. He said that was the most exciting game of my life or something like that. He was leaving the Buffalo Bills Monday night last year. Filmed it.
Well, he had Xavier running right towards him. First down.
Sucks. You know, a guy like Valaday, like he's playing there, he knows damn well he's getting cut. There's no way.
It's just
Yeah,
tape.
he's going to the P squad. He'll be employed still. It's good depth. There you go. Oh, but pass is inaccurate.
Frankie, why haven't they expanded the regular roster? They expanded the practice squad during COVID. They liked it and they kept it. Why
Well,
don't
they
they
need to.
expand the roster?
Well, the NFLPA needs to go to them and say, okay, you want the 18th game? You want the 18th game? You want all that money?
Give us
Guess what?
57.
We're expanding the roster to 60. They're all going to be eligible to play on game day. We're going to have 1 week IR things, so we don't have to worry about people who are injured and all that.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of demands they can make. We want all grass fields. You want money? Well, guess what?
It's a good
But that's
point.
what it is. The league doesn't do anything unless you demand it of them.
But they have a good argument to stand on. If you're going to expand the season and keep doing things like that, we should have bigger rosters.
The bigger rosters, more bye weeks. We want 3 bye weeks because we need a rest and recovery. We want all grass fields because of rest and recovery and injury. And we want expanded rosters. I mean, I don't see why the NFL wouldn't be open to that. Like the NFL should love bye weeks because it expands the season. You know, each team gets like 3 bye weeks or 4 even. It expands the season out. So what? It ends later. That's good for the league. It's, you know, it's a longer season. Who wouldn't want more weeks of football? I mean, those weeks when after the Super Bowl ends are terrible.
Yeah,
Those
they're
are
brutal.
They're painful, man.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing here?
It's the worst.
I don't want to watch.
really
and then
is.
the only sporting event that comes along after that is like March Madness. So Expanding the season seems good for me.
I like it. I mean,
and
I
the
think,
rosters and getting grass in there. I mean,
yeah.
I
And
think the
chatbot,
NFLPA is in the best position it's ever been in
why so?
because we have evidence of other leagues that play the same sport that nobody watches, which tells you it's not the sport, it's the players. We're here specifically for these players, not just the game. Like, we want to watch these specific players who are part of the union. They make they're why we're so successful as a league,
Huh.
Stars.
So you can make demands when you have that.
That was a good
Colonel
job.
Kenny
Bradley.
says that sounds all good, Frankie, but it's not good for his relationship with his wife.
Well, I can't help with that.
Okay, first down to Brownlee there. Got 50 seconds left. What's your clock at, Jeremy?
Wow, look at that. Oh, he almost broke away. My clock is at 32 seconds.
All right, I got 13 seconds behind you. All right, here we go. Shotgun, snap, pass to pass, tosses it, little screen action to Valaday. Oh, my one guy to beat, so to speak.
Let me tell you something. If that's Izzy, he's gone.
Yeah. You could see it. Like, he looked slow on that. Did you see that?
Yeah. If that's Izzy, he's gone. Touchdown. That's why I like Izzy so much, because he's a jet.
Here's some positives. I mean, Martinez running this 2-minute drill pretty well.
Yeah, efficient.
Yeah,
efficient. So
nice
that's
little sidearm throw there.
Yeah, looking pretty good, keeping everything organized. Looks like he knows what he's doing. He's looking pretty good. This is pretty good. Going for it all here.
Ooh, did he get it? No.
Can I get a flag? I cannot get a flag.
Just a celebrating giant. That was Brownlee.
Yeah.
Oh, that should be a flag. Come on.
Dude, that's terrible pass interference.
How do you not call that? Look at this.
Look at this guy. I'm the shit. Like, dude, they're gonna look at the film and go, look, I know that was fun for you in the moment, but you're fucking terrible. And you need to get off my fucking team.
Right.
But still, a nice shot by Martinez. Let's take a shot.
This is a mugging.
Not bad. Oh.
Dude, he's literally pulling on his collar. He's got his hand and he's pulling on his collar without turning his head.
Brownlee's got a flop on that. You just got to literally fall back yelling, hey!
19 seconds. Third down.
How do you miss that call?
But I like the way Martinez looks out there. I think he looks competent, which
looks competent. Right. Looks confident.
Relaxed. Yeah, confident and competent. There you go.
That's a nice play. I like Valaday. He's a good player.
I mean, for running back 5, how are you going to do better? Another first down. I mean, look at this Martinez kid. I mean, that's pretty decent.
Yeah, that was a good pass.
Pretty decent. Overall, I think 2 headlines, Izzy and Amart. Defense looked a little shaky.
I don't know how the hell that wasn't called. I got the game. I'm still watching the NFL app too. I'm just watching the touchdown pass now, or the attempt anyway. Dude, that is some of the worst pass interference I've seen.
Amazing that you're right. GreenBean, he's celebrating like he did something great.
Yeah.
That was awful defense.
Kick the field goal, Salah.
No, throw it.
Throw it.
7 seconds left. First and 10.
Kuntz.
What happened?
Right now, I'm saying they should throw it to Kuntz. Right now.
Throw it to Kuntz. One more chance, kid.
Give the kid one more chance.
I don't know why we would.
One more chance for Coons.
Just kick the field goal. Let's not complicate it. Let's go into the locker room. Let's go.
Well, now there's 2 seconds left. They tried Corley. They said, let's try to give the kid a moment.
But
Terrible
even
pass.
those incompletions, I don't mind. He made a smart play on both of them. Nothing was there. Threw it away. No problem. Didn't make it worse. There's some quarterbacks who continually make it worse. Some of them are named Zach Wilson.
Yeah. So Oscar the Grouch checks in. He says, Green Bean, I know I've been smoking a little Afghani Durban this morning, but am I high or is Chad Surratt slowly making a name for himself?
Doink.
I think he had a couple good plays, but I wouldn't say. I think he's in danger of getting cut. Practice squad.
Zerline had to get a missed field goal out of his system.
That wasn't Greg the Leg, was it?
Yeah.
It was? That sucks.
Yeah. Well, he had to get his miss out of his system before the regular season.
Right.
Yeah.
That was very positive.
Yeah. Shake the doinks out.
Yeah.
Gotta love preseason Bradigan.
Well, it's halftime, everybody.
Here we go.
What an exciting ball game between the New York Football Giants and the New York Football Jets.
Classic battle for the ages we're seeing here.
A defensive
reminiscent of last year's amazing game, where the Jets decided not to play until the last minute and 41 seconds, and somehow we won. That's amazing. That was amazing. But yeah, this Giants team, granted, look, we're looking at guys, mostly guys. I mean, there are over 100 players that are going to get cut that we're watching right now. So just in this game, so you look about, the field, around how many is it around the league? So there, it's like what 56 players per team are about to get cut, right?
Yeah.
Or 46.
No, 53. So for 37, right? 37 players, because 90 down to 50 is
37.
40 and then minus 3. So
math's not my thing. Anybody who's been hanging out with me for a little while knows math is not my thing.
37 times 32 teams.
Come on, Jeremy, do it.
I'll use a calculator.
It's a lot of dudes, but when you already have the second best roster,
1,184 players.
So in a couple of days, 1,184 people are going to be out of a job, and we get to mini draft this shit. But the thing is that most of the guys we're cutting are better than we'd rather have them back.
Yeah,
what's going to be available.
That's the negative thing about having the second best roster in all of football. There's not a lot of people getting cut from other teams that are better than what you got.
Yep, and your guys are going to be taken.
But about I don't know, 350 of those guys will end up getting jobs on practice squads.
Correct. Yeah,
a lot of them will.
But a lot of them are available.
And there should be an expanded P squad too. Why don't we have 25 people on a P squad? Let's keep, there's more jobs for people, and you could actually do development that way, or maybe you just designate them where in a special development section or something, and hire special coaches for developing them.
Well, that's what Bruce Arians did. He hired staff specifically for the second, third string to develop. That's like a full coaching staff. Smart.
That's what I would do. I would have a whole staff and just call it the development staff.
Right.
And that's what they would do. They would just be responsible for developing dudes. That's it. They're not involved with the regulars.
Modine says many dreams will end. And Modine takes a certain kind of pleasure in it.
Okay, hold on. So as you guys know, addiction is a very important part of my life. Hold on, so I got to mute this guy. Hold on, let me just do this real fast. Right. Whoops, shit. All right. So what am I hearing here? So, as you guys know, addiction is a very big part of my life. I am a recovered addict myself, one time homeless with a needle in my arm in Newark, New Jersey. I also smoked a lot of crack in Patterson. So I have devoted my life in many respects to helping those. I've been in the addiction field since 2006. I've been the director of numerous programs throughout the country over those years. Currently, the director of a harm reduction clinic in Charlottesville. And there is a company out there called Athens Health. Right now, they are serving Florida and Texas with plans to go national. But what they are is they are removing all of the barriers that so many opioid addicts face. There's such an incredible stigma with opioid addicts in particular. And they've removed it all. 100% virtual treatment, Jeremy. 100% virtual, which means your appointment is online. You meet with the doctor online. You meet with the care coordinators online. You get your prescription sent to the local pharmacy and you pick it up. And the rates of overdose using this system has reduced by 86% over the last 10 years over traditional treatment. So I'd like to play you their short commercial for Athens Health. If you want their number, it's in the description of this video. The website's in the description of the video, and I'll pin it to the chat in just a moment. But here's their commercial. If you know anybody in Florida and Texas currently who's in need of treatment for opioid addiction, this is an amazing option from Athens Health. Let's take a look at the short commercial, and we'll be right back.
Exposing the myth that addiction treatment is out of reach. Ready to reclaim your life? Imagine getting the help you need without leaving your home. With Athens Health, it's possible. We're talking 100% online treatment for opioid addiction. No more long drives or crowded waiting rooms. Just you, your device, and our support. With medication-assisted treatment, we focus on what works for you. It's time to remove the barriers and break free from addiction. Athens Health brings the care to you right where you are. It's private, it's effective, and it's just a click away. Join the thousands who've found their path to recovery with medication-assisted treatment. Sign up today and take the first step towards a brighter, healthier future. Remember, freedom from addiction starts at home with Athens Health.
All right, so there they are, Athens Health. I just pinned the website in the chat, so it'll be there the rest of the stream. And again, the number and website are in the description as well. Athens Health. You don't have to suffer anymore, guys. Treatment is evolving. So thank you to Athens Health. Everybody, now we have something more important than this Jets game to talk about. And that is, what is Jeremy eating after the game? Jeremy.
Well, we just, before we went on air, we actually had a nice lunch with friends, and I had a very delicious sandwich in the sandwich place, like thinly sliced steak with roasted red peppers and onion jam, and it was delicious. And then they gave me a gift. My friends gave me this. We have this famous, I don't know if it's a chain, a franchise. You know, this Everybody Loves Bunt Cake or something, and it's like these little bunt cakes, and they gave me one of those. But I would imagine after the game, I'm going to go over to a friend's house, and we're just I think they're probably just barbecuing a little bit, and we'll see what they got on the grill for me.
There you go. We had caramelized onion cake. But with that all said, so guys, I want to tell you, Jeremy and Frankie are going to run the rest of the stream for the second half, the Peasley show, if you will. I have something else I have to take care of, and rather than cancel the whole stream, I wanted to at least do the first half, and Jeremy and Frankie are going to run the rest. I want to say I could not be more excited about this damn team and about the season coming up. Randall Core becoming a stream beaner. Enjoy your new emojis, Randall Core, and you get a free super chat every month, and specifically member designated content. Randall Core, You're a wonderful, wonderful human being, and I imagine extremely good looking, sir. But that's going to do it for me. So hang out with Frankie and Jeremy for the rest of the night. I may be able to pop in a little bit later. Oh, look at this real quick. Thank you, Randall. Jeremy looks like you lost weight.
I've actually lost 20 pounds. So I'm happy that
All
somebody
right.
knows.
Good for you.
I lost 20 pounds. I got a lot more to go, but I'm working on it. I'm doing it.
Okay, well, I'm proud of you. Good for you, Jeremy. All right, guys. Well, listen, enjoy the rest of the game with Jeremy and Frankie. I will be with you throughout the week. But thanks, guys. Enjoy the McGregor and LT3 show. Tack McKinley. Maybe 5 more sacks in the second half. All right, guys. You are up. Jeremy, you got the super chats and everything in the chat?
Yeah. We're good.
All right. Let's get thank you, W. All right, I'll see you guys in a bit. Have a good night.
See ya.
Jeremy, leave the overlay on if you don't mind.
The overlay. Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay. See you guys.
See ya.
Well, thank you. I'm getting a lot of credit for losing 20 pounds. But, guys, remember, just one of the issues with that is that I shouldn't have put it on in the first place. So that's what I keep reminding myself, because I don't want to give myself too much pats on the back, because every time I get down in weight, I put it back. So the real challenge is going to be when I get down to the weight I want to be, it's about maintaining that weight for the rest of my life.
Yeah, but Jeremy, tell the people how you did this. I mean, most people can't lose 1 pound, let alone 20. How did you go about doing this miraculous thing that you're doing?
Well, everybody knows how I love food, so I do have to have a cheat day. It's actually Saturday. It is a cheat day, which is why I went and got that sandwich. I do make my cheat day a day of a lot of walking. So we walked a mile and a half each way. So it was 3 miles of walking to get to that place, and I didn't drink anything with sugar. So I'm trying, so I just ate the sandwich, no potato chips or anything like that. So I'm trying to make those decisions. But the other 6 days of the week, about 1,500 calories a day. How do you do that and feel full? The only way to do it, unfortunately, is to cut most carbs, because carbs give you calories and do not do anything to fill you up. So the more protein, the better. I do a lot of turkey jerky, beef jerky. I do a lot of Trader Joe Indian food, because it's like 400 calories and you get like a bowl of Indian food, the frozen food at Trader Joe's. I do a lot of sliced deli meat without the bread, or with like just one slice of bread. But really it's just counting calories. And then of course, no candy, no chocolate, just fruit. And cantaloupe is my best friend. Cantaloupe is one of the most lowest calories, but gives you, sweet, refreshing fun flavor, whatever. So, but I got to have that cheat day on Saturday. That's what keeps me sane. Like when I go through the week, knowing that I'm going to have one day where I get to do what I want. And I lose about 2 to 3 pounds a week that way.
All right. Well, there you go, people. So there's no excuse for obesity these days. You just follow the Jeremy diet plan and you lose weight. It's very simple. You cut out the fun stuff, you eat the good stuff, and you walk around a lot. It seems pretty easy.
Yeah, I call it the 6 of 7. Be good 6 of 7 days.
Yeah, I mean, you can always look forward to the cheat day. If you're having a hard time, you just go, well, I'm going to get to stuff my face on Saturday, so it gets you through there.
What's the funny thing is it's the opposite of like the whole Jewish tradition, right? It's like instead of on Saturdays making all the sacrifices and Shabbat not doing anything, it's the opposite of Shabbat. To me, Saturday is the day to break all the rules and eat bacon and whatever the hell I want.
Wait a minute. So now you're telling us that the Jewish religion has been wrong this whole time? 2,000, 3,000 years? The Jewish religion and traditions have all been wrong? That doesn't seem right.
When it comes to food, be good 6 days a week and only be bad 1.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. Everybody now can lose the weight they need to lose. There you go. It's that simple.
I love all the support. Thanks, guys. And I appreciate it because it'll keep me accountable throughout the year, because I know that guys like Frankie and GreenBean will probably be asking me, where are you? Are you still 20 pounds down? Are you more? Or did you gain the weight? I love accountability. So everybody can feel free to ask every week, and make me have to say it, and I'll be honest, and I appreciate being held accountable because that really helps too.
All right, and the game's back on now, and we are not returning kicks. They're just
It's
kicking it into
Peasley.
the end zone.
It's Peasley, just like they said, measly Peasley.
And measly Peasley with the pea shooter. Here he comes. Number 14. Let's see how he does. And Brandon Smith is in there now. So that's interesting.
I agree with the slow and steady. I used to try to lose it all as fast as possible. And now it's just gradual. It's a process. So.
Yeah, if you try to go too fast, you're going to get disappointed.
Yeah. Plus, it doesn't work for the long term. So, oh, look at this. Who's that? Is that Valaday for a few yards? It doesn't work for the long term, right? The longer it takes, the more of a lifestyle it becomes.
Yeah, it's just got to become part of who you are rather than something you do.
The main catch actually makes me think, dude, it would be much easier. This is a really unfortunate thing for me. I'm allergic to fish. And I actually I love fishing. Like I used to go fishing. But it sucks because fish is like one of the greatest foods. It's a great way to eat. People who love fish and you get to eat it and there's no calories. It's great. But I don't get that. I don't get to have that. So
I think the real question is, what does Mrs. Jeremy say about all this? Oh, that's a terrible pass by Measley.
She's been yelling at me to lose it, and she's happy. She does, she wants it's the health thing. It's the health thing. I started to gain so much weight that the blood sugar started to go up. I got a diabetes warning that I'm getting. I was getting close to the number of the AOC of being diabetic.
That's scary.
So, that's scary as shit. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I better do something about it. Stop messing around. That looks like a reception.
Oof.
Was that your boy 47? Is that Smith?
No, that's Sefcik.
Sefcik. I never get that right with Sefcik.
But this Peasley, he's got a pea shooter. Throw the ball, Peasley. He's throwing it that's a terrible pass, actually.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Johnson 25 should have picked it off. What are you doing, 25?
Good job by Sefcik, right?
Yeah, he fought him for it, so that's good. But Peasley can't throw the ball. He's another Strevler. Looks like.
I wonder what changes we made. It doesn't look so good right now.
That's not good.
Latham is still in there. I want to see if he's playing center.
The O-line didn't do good on that play.
No, it hasn't looked good right now. It's looking pretty feeble. But we got guys like Easy in there. Ease.
That's one of my guys I'm looking at.
You like him?
Long-term project. I mean, he's an international pathway guy, so
okay. No experience. He's got to learn.
Yeah, he's got to learn. So that's why I like him for the P squad.
Yeah. That's why you have to have coaches that are patient and want to develop players, right?
Yeah.
It's just that, right away, if they have the character. Like, do they work hard? Do they work to get better every day? And if they do, then they're worth the time and they're worth the investment.
Yeah, that kid, he seems like he's worth it. Just a matter of the team having time. Like, there's Wade is now. There's no time to develop people, unfortunately.
Yeah. Type 1 sucks because that's not your fault, man. Type 2 is more your behavior. Type 1 is just bad luck. We got to play here. We got to play. He stayed in bounds. Whoa, and he killed somebody on the sidelines. Hopefully that was a giant guy. Yeah.
Oof.
That was Valaday. It was a nice play. Very good play. So you think any chance Valaday makes our P squad?
Oh, yeah, he can make the P squad. Why not? He's a good depth running back. He was on our P squad last year.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So he's certainly not doing anything to lose his job.
No, he could stay on the P squad. And I really doubt anybody wants him. I mean, it's just a random running back type, and he knows the system. I mean, so
yeah. I mean, hopefully, knock on wood, it never happens. But it's good to have depth.
Good to have depth. Come on, Peasley.
Ooh, Peasley just took that head on. He took that hit. That's not smart. That's not smart football. You throw that away. It's not worth the 1 yard.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Aaron Rodgers doing that? Just run head into. Oh no, not good. But yeah, Valaday looks like the best player out there right now. And Sefcek, man, he's a real player. Who did he play for that he got that 400 something yards?
No, that's a different guy. We're talking about Sefcik and Ferkser are different guys.
Oh, okay. So we got a couple.
Yeah, they're similar in style. Yeah. Sefcik. So they're both hybrid types. So Ferkser played for the Titans. Probably why our Titan coaches probably brought him in.
Yeah, because they know him. Yeah,
because they know him. He had one year where he was over 400 yards. It's not bad for a tight end 3 or whatever he was.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing how much talent is in this. We're going to be cutting players who are real NFL players.
Ugh.
4th and 8. That was ugly.
Why can he not throw the ball?
And that's punting territory. What?
Dude's costing people their jobs, man.
It's weird how good he looked, Peasley, the first week, and then since then has just been not even functional.
I mean, he took a hit there, but Brandon Smith was open. He could have hit him, seemed like. And he had a first down yardage-wise. But he went for the home run, and if you don't have a good arm to throw the home run, why are you throwing it?
Yeah. Oh, a fumble. They got it.
Oof.
I tell you, I really appreciated watching Aaron Rodgers in that joint practice. Just how quickly he finds receivers and gets rid of that ball. It's just incredible.
I mean, Joe Blewett was doing a breakdown today of his preseason game last year against the Giants and some of the things he was doing in that game. Just simple things.
Yeah.
Like, they're bringing cover 0 and the cornerbacks are off. Okay, we're going to throw a smoke route to Garrett. But it's all the mind game. It's just a big, it's all about the mind game. And hardly anybody better at that than Aaron.
Sean wants to know who you think is worse, Peasley or Zach. I'll tell you what, Peasley didn't hurt us or cost us anything. Zach cost us a 2nd-round pick. So I say Zach is worse.
One's I tell you what, what a good way to think about Zach Wilson is? Zach Wilson is the exact opposite of Jimmy Garoppolo. Think about it. Jimmy Garoppolo can do none of the things that Zach Wilson can actually do.
Mm-hmm.
But Garoppolo can do things that Zach Wilson can't do, and it has all to do with his brain, his mind, and getting rid of the ball quickly. And which one has had the longer NFL career? The one with all the physical tools, or the one with the brain? The one with the brain. Tells you what's important in quarterbacks.
And it has to remind people, right? It's not everybody always says the same comments. Even Sean Payton in Denver, he's saying, the last 2 weeks, the talent, the things that he does. It's like, but you don't. It's like what you're going to find out in a game. He doesn't process. He doesn't have a football brain, and that's the problem. It's not about his talent. It's just, you're right.
At least not yet. I mean, maybe this is a guy who needs to be like what's his name, the lefty quarterback who played a couple of years in Canada, and then came to the NFL and was good on the 49ers back in the day. The BYU guy. You know who I'm talking about?
Detmer? Or
no, the lefty. Ran a lot.
Not Garcia. Garcia?
No, not Garcia. Garcia was righty.
I'm trying to think.
But he had to go to Canada and learn, and then come back, and then he was good. So maybe Zach has to get like a lot of games under his belt before it clicks mentally for him, and then he can come back And because if it ever, Steve Young, Jonathan said, you're right. Steve Young.
Steve Young played in Canada? I thought he went to Tampa Bay and then the Niners. That's crazy.
I think he went to Canada, right? Am I wrong? Am I thinking about the wrong guy?
No, maybe
Or
he
you can
did.
think-
That's wild.
Or you think about like a Kurt Warner, even like.
Yeah, I mean, that's not just a player, though. Steve Young, you're talking about a Hall of Famer. And then Warren Moon started in Canada, right? I mean, so he couldn't get an NFL job out of college. I mean, he had to play in Canada.
Chat, let me know if I'm wrong about Steve Young in Canada, but that's the way my mind went to Steve Young. Maybe I'm wrong off the top of my head.
And this is what we're saying, Indy. And I agree. Like that's one of the big changes in this organization is suddenly when we're having our cut day, it used to be we're cutting who's the best of the crap, and we were still keeping horrendously bad players. And now we have a real dilemma. We're going to be exposing some real players, and it's going to hurt when they're poached. But it's not the first time. I mean, like more than ever in the last 3 years, this has been happening. I mean, Jason Pinnock is, would you say, an average safety in the NFL, Frank? And we just gave him up for free?
Yeah, he's average, which is good. I mean, to be average in the NFL, you're a good player. Like that's not a bad thing.
Right. They get to fill a role where and it costs them nothing. They get an average player, and if he ends up not starting, then you get a solid backup player and for nothing.
Yeah, pisses me off because he was a personal favorite of mine, but that's neither here nor there.
I didn't understand why we allowed that to happen. I really didn't.
Well, it was him or Tony Adams. I didn't see why we needed to make it him or Tony Adams. We could have kept both, I thought.
Yeah. I didn't understand it because when we switched him and turned him into a safety, he played really well against Tampa with no experience.
Yeah, that's the thing. Pinnock, he was a cornerback all in college and all, so he has room to grow potential wise. So he could get even better. And I always thought he could make a really nice free safety with the skills he had and the size and the aggression that he plays with.
You notice that about their uniforms? That they have 2 stripes on the jerseys, but only 1 on the pants? Are you a jersey guy? Do you care?
I don't. I think the uniforms are looking nice. I mean,
yeah, I've never been too crazy about the uniforms. I'm crazy about the logo, though. I'm really happy to have our real logo.
We had a lot of arguments with GreenBean about that back in the day. He was trying to convince us. He was trying to convince us the old logo had something to do with the jet, the one we just had, the one most recent before this one. I was like, it has nothing to do with the Jets. He's like, well, if you look at it closely, it actually. I was like, no, this is a problem, but they finally fixed it. So.
No, this is the one I like. This is the one I've always.
This is the one everyone liked. It was the obvious one.
Yeah.
And it's jetish. Now they just got to work on the colors, and they'll be fine. That was my other criticism. Green is a fine color, but it has nothing to do with Jets. We need gunmetal silver and black.
Yeah.
To look like Jets. What does green have to do with Jets? Oh, yeah, we should fill it in for people who are coming in late. GreenBean had to leave the stream. He left the stream with Jeremy and me, which is a dangerous thing to do, but he did it anyway, and that shows that he trusts us, I guess. Jeremy actually has control of things. I don't know how to control anything, so if it was up to me, it'd be trouble. But Jeremy apparently has control of all of the things, so he's bringing up, the comments and everything. But GreenBean had something to do, and so had to be something important for GreenBean to miss half of a Jets preseason game. So,
yep. Here we are. I just want to say, Famous Jay, I don't think. I don't know if you might be talking to us or not, but I don't think we're overreacting about the plays that these guys are doing against these backup players, because we're talking about whether these guys are worth roster spots, right?
Yeah, we're not P squad spots.
Yeah, we're talking about should they be on the P squad, because they're They are third and fourth stringers playing against third and fourth stringers. And I think the best of those are the ones we need to keep on the P squad and develop, or maybe be on the backside of the roster. So we're definitely not saying these guys should be starters in the game. Although I think there are certain players, like if you agree with me, Tack McKinley, Frankie, I could see him being in the rotation week 1. Can you? Especially with Reddick not here.
Yeah, with Reddick out, for sure he could be in the rotation. But yeah, I see people in the comments. I know I'm in a minority about the colors thing because people are so used to. My whole thing is, look, green has nothing to do with Jets. That's all I'm saying. It's incongruous. And I know that people don't like it because they've known green their whole lives for the Jets, so it's been ingrained in them. So I get that I'm in the minority on that one, but yeah, I mean, Tack McKinley, I mean, that's so that's the sort of thing where the last comment comes into play. It's like Tack McKinley, should he make the team? Yeah, probably. Should he play? Probably not. He should probably be inactive. In fact,
right?
Because he's playing because of what the person said, that we're playing against third and fourth stringers here. If you're coming in a real game, you're playing. Ooh, that wasn't good. If you're coming in a real game, you're playing against the real people, and he hasn't proven he can do that yet. So he should probably make the squad, and he'd probably be one of these people who's inactive. If everybody's healthy, and that's where he is, and that's a success story.
Somebody has to be ready if there's injuries, and you have to bring someone in.
Yeah.
He's winning the right to be that guy, to have the opportunity to come in if people get hurt, because you have to have somebody. And he's the best of the somebodies.
So far.
Yeah, so far.
I mean, I think he's won a roster spot. I don't think he's won playing time necessarily. So that's the way I would put it.
But Reddick not coming in, I mean, then it just depends how well does Clemens play, and is he doing well, and if McDonald's comes along great and JJ McDonald's are dominant and Clemens is playing really well,
right?
All of a sudden, but we do need a fourth guy. The way they like to rotate, there has to be at least one more guy getting in there and getting some reps. It's hard to imagine that Reddick doesn't come back at some point.
It really is hard to imagine.
I mean, he just has no leverage at all. I mean, it's like he's just going to give up his career. So this game is really ugly. I just want to say, like, Peasley is god awful.
Well, in this offensive line now, I mean, now we're down to our, these guys who it's hard to find good offensive linemen, let alone backups to the backups, Yeah. And the defensive linemen are, trying to make a team here, and they're rushing like somebody owes them a lunch.
I just want to say number 63, Brady Latham, is one of the very few people on the line that actually blocked his guy very well. So, like Brady Latham did nothing wrong on that play. He definitely has to make the practice squad. Spin Max Dave says, in your opinion, what are the Jets' best position group and the worst? I'm going to go right to the even without Reddick, the defensive line is a pretty good group, but the linebacker group is stellar. We have a stellar linebacker group. We have a stellar running back room. So I love those two, and I'm pretty happy with our quarterback room. So
what about the cornerbacks? I mean, I think
that's pretty stellar.
DJ Sauce and MC2 are probably the number one trio in the league. I mean,
and then you got Eccles and Stigler. I mean, who are exciting. Eccles is pretty good, and Stigler's is exciting.
Yeah, so we probably have the number one cornerback in the room we have in the league. We probably have the number one or two linebacker core in the league. In the league, we're talking about this.
Yeah.
When have you heard Jet fans talking like this? Defensive line, we have, if Reddick's there, we have the number one defensive line in the league. If Reddick's not there, we probably have a top 5 defensive line. That takes care of, that's all the defense. And then, the safety. Well, safety, we're not as strong. But I think actually Chuck Clark is pretty underrated. And Tony Adams, a lot of people are talking glowingly about Tony Adams going to improve even this year as well.
I like what Ashton Davis brings when he comes in certain packages. He has a great nose for the ball. great nose for the ball, like a high percentage of reps per creating turnovers. So he has some excitingness to him.
Well, Ashton Davis is an interesting guy. So Ashton Davis is one of these guys that comes in. He plays our nickel defense. Something to keep in mind for folks, like when Ulbrich thinks they're going to pass, Michael Carter will be in there. When Ulbrich thinks they're going to run, Jamian Sherwood will be in there instead of Carter. If Ulbrich isn't sure, he brings in Ashton Davis to be the in-between guy. So you can tell what Ulbrich is thinking the other team's going to do based on who's in there on defense for us.
That's interesting.
So Ashton plays an interesting role, and then he plays on all the special teams, of course, and he's our punt protector, and and he can back up both safety spots. He's an interesting guy, for $2-3 million. That's a valuable guy to do all those things.
Yeah.
And then on the offense, everybody's saying if our offensive line is healthy, it could be a top 5 offensive line easy.
I don't know if they're the worst room, but the scariest room to me is the wide receiver room because I think they're the most question marks.
Yeah, I mean, but all the doctors say Mike Williams is going to be fine for week 1. That's one thing. And then secondarily, if he is, you look at the rankings, they have like the 12th best wide receiver room in the NFL. Now, that's not elite, but it's better than average.
No, look, if he's healthy and he's ready, then I feel good about it. But I'm just nervous about him. And then of course Corley's a rookie.
Think about it.
Lazard, I don't trust him completely,
Think about it. How many times are we going to pass the ball? If we pass the ball 25 times, right? Is that a fair thing to say we're going to pass the ball 25 times a game?
I would hope it's not much more than that with our running game.
Yeah, so if we do that,
nice hurdle.
Oh, there's somebody trying to make a team.
Yeah.
If we do that, 10 of those targets are going to go to Garrett. So that only leaves 15 more targets. 5 of those will go to Williams. So that only leaves 10 more targets. 5 of those will go to Brees and the running backs. How much do we have to really worry about this wide receiver room when there's going to be 1 or 2 targets left over?
You're absolutely right. If they stay healthy, it's not a problem.
Yeah, right.
If they stay healthy, definitely not a problem. It's more of the depth. If people get hurt, then where you start to worry. But you make a really good point, and I think that if our offensive line stays healthy, I think with this running back room and our defense, we are very we are competitive in every game just on that alone.
Well, just on talent alone.
Huh?
Just on talent. The talent on this team. What the heck is going on here? The talent on the team, we have the second best roster in the league. So, of course, we should be in every game. That should be expected.
I've never seen a Jet team this stacked with talent. It's absolutely crazy.
Which is why we need to extend Joe Douglas already so that these agents know they're going to have to deal with Douglas, in the next few years. They're not going to get a turnover at that position and get some bum in here like the Idzik 12 guy and McCag Dum.
Jim Pock says no to Canada for BYU, but hold on.
Oh, no Canada?
Because most decent says he went to Canada, played goalie for Winnipeg Jets.
I thought he could have sworn he went to, didn't he go somewhere, went to some alternate league or something? Maybe he went to the USFL or something.
I don't know.
Did McKinley get another sack? McKinley got another sack?
Wow. Let's look at it.
What? Look at 93. Look at that power. Holy smokes.
Look.
McKinley got another sack.
No one's
going
to
just
argue.
Rolling dudes.
Earning himself a roster spot.
What's impressive is how he's doing it. Look at that power move. Let's keep the power right there.
Where was he his whole life? What was he been doing his whole career?
I don't know.
I don't understand. What was he doing?
He wants to play for Ulbrich. If it's not Ulbrich, he's not interested.
But obviously not.
He's very uninspired unless Ulbrich's standing around.
Tony Alexia was saying it's Chris Streveler you're talking about that played in Canada and needed to learn.
Well, Streveler did. I thought Young played for some alternate league. Maybe it was the USFL or something.
I knew that Warren. I knew that. Yeah, I know Warren Moon was
Warren
treated good.
Moon.
Well, he came from it was a very unfair time, but he was he was a hell of a quarterback. Warren Moon, hell of a quarterback.
I mean, what about Kurt Warner? I mean, Kurt Warner had to play in the Arena League.
Oh man, Jake Asman comes in with the super chat and says, 2 legends doing what they are born to do.
It always surprises me when Jake Asman shows up in the chats. Jake Asman, for the folks who don't know, Jake Asman does like 4 shows a day. He's on the radio, he's on YouTube, he's on your refrigerator, he's on your toaster. And then also he comes into people's chats. This guy is addicted to the Jets.
But I'll tell you something about Jake Asman. He is living proof that you could really go for your dream. Really pick the thing you love most out of anything in the world and go for it. Because this is exactly what he's doing. This is what he wanted to do in high school. This is what he told his dad he wanted to do. His father supported him. He went for it. He works his tail off, and he's actually doing it. And that's inspirational.
I don't know how he has the energy to do 62 shows a week. I mean, it's like crazy.
That's crazy.
I do 1 show a week. I'm like, that's good. That's good enough. Where is Gibson? Is he hurt? No, he's not hurt. He's out today. He was hurt. Now he's back. But
what we know about Xavier Gibson now is that he is on the 53 because he's not in
no doubt about it.
There was I was in the beginning a few weeks ago was doubting when he was hurt. And then when he came back and started making the plays he was making and continued to do what he did before he got hurt, it became very obvious that he's going to be a real part of our offense. And I think you said it last week, the way they're using him, or Dom C may have pointed out, just the way they're using him in the different types of routes and plays, you can tell he's going to be a real part of the offense.
Yeah, I think they're super high on Xavier Gibson, and he's going to be our primary slot receiver. We're going to move people around. Garrett's going to move around. Garrett's going to move around like I don't know what, like a Swiss Army knife. He's going to move around. He's going to be X, Y, Z, flanker, running back, quarterback. He's going to do it all.
I'm telling you. Well, the running game does not look the same without
with these bums blocking.
Without Izzy or our original offensive line in there.
Mostly the O-line.
It's mostly there's no question the offensive line is not doing what they did in the first half because
it all starts, it ends with the O-line. The O-line, the O-line, the O-line. People just never really give them the credit that they deserve when they're doing good. That is.
There's no question about it. The offensive line, man, it's like none of the specialty positions mean anything if you don't block. So Josh, thanks for the super chat. We appreciate it.
We got an interview with CJ Mosley. Sideline interviews need to be banned. Ban the sideline interview. We don't need it. It's not necessary. CJ's not going to tell us anything insightful. He's going to give us the standard athlete answer to any question.
Boogie saying, who's going to make the roster? Well, that's what we've been talking about.
We're going to find out on Tuesday.
We're going to know soon enough. But, man, it's going to be weird to see some of the names that are not going to make the roster because there's definitely at least 2 to 3, 4, maybe even more guys.
Get rid of it, Peasley. God. These guys just don't throw you have to throw the ball. If you're a quarterback, you must throw the ball.
It's so weird because he made it this far, right? You're in camp as a quarterback.
Yeah.
You think you could physically take a ball and throw it to somebody who's open. I mean,
and in practice, he probably looks good. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you can't, some guys are fine in practice. Then like Zach Wilson was this way. I'm sure Zach looked amazing in practice. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where nobody could hit him, and he's wearing the red jersey or whatever. I'm sure he looked amazing. All the physical talent, and the coaches were like, "Wow, this kid's going to really be something."
Nice.
He gets in the game, and it's different.
Nice tackle, good coverage by the Jets there. Pretty well coached special teams, I think. E Boogie, thanks for the super chat. We appreciate it. But yeah, I think I think we know where the tight roster spot battles are. I mean, we know on the defensive line, we have 12 fighting for 10. I think we have a question at running back. Are we going to hold 4? I think we got an interesting fight going on at linebacker between Chaz Surratt and Zaire Barnes, because I don't know that we can hold both of them.
Well, let me throw this possibility out there. One way to get these defensive linemen that we are all falling in love with on the roster is to keep one less linebacker. Maybe we only keep 4 linebackers, linebacker 4 being Barnes probably. Yeah. And that could be a way you keep some of these defensive linemen who are, balling out here.
And then the question becomes, does Chaz Surratt survive on the practice squad, or does he get picked up?
Yeah, I mean, he's been on the practice squad before, so
he has a chance to survive it.
There's a chance, but somebody could pick him off and say, hey, we want to, because one thing, Coach Rudy, they're doing the wave. The Coach Rudy Rudenberg is very well respected around the league, and somebody could say, well, he's been coached by Coach Rudy for a couple of years now, so now we're interested in him, whereas before we weren't. There goes a running quarterback in the third quarter of a preseason game. That can always happen.
And Tony Alexia says, bring back the Martinez package. We like Martinez. There's no question about it. We do. We like him. Stash him on the P squad. Nobody's.
Well, who's the other quarterback on the Giants? Why do they still have DeVito in there?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what. Connor, you said it, and I agree. DeVito is going to be a backup quarterback. Like I don't know if he'll ever be a starter, but he's going to be a guy.
Yeah, he has something.
He's going to be able to stick around in this league for a lot of years.
And you see why, right? The mental. Look at him. Compare him to Peasley. Like, look at apples to apples. DeVito to, well, maybe not. DeVito has some experience on Peasley, but it's sort of apples to apples. Look at how good DeVito looks, which isn't great, but versus Peasley.
Yeah, he did a real nice job for them last year. Considering he was a third-string quarterback. So,
I think he's always going to stick around. A guy, he can run. He's got moxie. He's got toughness, and he gets rid of the damn ball. Jet fans continue to do the wave. That's a little disappointing.
He's also a local boy that the fans love. Oh, here we go. Look at that.
Tommy Cutlets.
Nice play. Nice defense there. Nice, solid third down defense.
Good open field tackle by those two. Codrington and 41, whoever that is.
So now we just have this horrendously ugly offensive game on both sides, right? No one's doing too much, but the Jets do have a 7-point lead, which might hold up, because they're going to need 3. If they can't score a touchdown, they're going to need 3 field goals to get back in this game.
I mean, one thing you could say, against DeVito is that's a guy with NFL experience playing in the last preseason game and playing into the fourth quarter of the last preseason game, and the team he's playing for has 3 points.
Yeah.
So, that would be something I'd say, well, wait a minute. And all the yardage they made was basically handing the ball off. Every time they went to throw the ball, we killed them. And they attacked, rightly so, our weakness on defense, which is right up the middle. Those are always going to be problematic.
I don't know if I agree with this one, Tony. I do agree that Tyrod Taylor has a lot of injuries in his history, and that's been an issue. But I think when healthy, I think Tyrod Taylor is one of the upper end backup quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah. And his contract would tell you the same thing. So he went on the market. He got a top backup contract, and that's what tells you what teams feel about him, that they're willing to pay that much for him.
I don't know if you're being tough on him. I mean, I think there are people that if they were online streaming and watching this would be being a lot nastier about the way he's playing than you're being.
I mean, and plus one time, when you're scouting people, you got to be ruthless. You can't be, you got to trust your eyes and just be ruthless and be honest. And you can't let your fandom like I'd like Peasley to be good. I want him to be. but I'm motivated for him to be good. But I can't let that cloud my judgment when I'm watching him. And I'm watching him, and he's not getting rid of the ball. You have to get rid of the ball. Like, you can't, especially if you're not, and he's not particularly fast as a runner. Like Martinez is a great runner, plus runner. Amart. Like, go look at Amart's. If you're not familiar with his college game, go look at his highlights. Half of his highlights are him running around and making these incredible runs at Kansas State. So that's something he has in his game. And so you can say, okay, he could do that. Well, Peasley doesn't have that. I mean, he's, just seems like an average athlete. So all the more reason he needs to get rid of the ball quickly. And he's not.
Do you guys like the offense? Yes or no, or need more?
Well, we got to find out. We haven't seen the offense, the real offense.
We haven't seen them. I don't know about you, Frankie. I would, if I had one wish on my wish list, and I think it might happen with Xavier Newman going down, is I wanted to add a player ready, like a ready guy to add to the depth of the inside of the offensive line. Maybe Connor McGovern, maybe somebody shakes loose from another team, but I wanted one more solid player other than Hansen or Newman. Along with Wes. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a valid point. But if anybody knows about McGovern, it's the Jets, and they didn't sign him for some reason. So,
yeah, maybe injury. Maybe it was just his kneecap or whatever. His knee is just giving him problems. It's hard to understand because I think he was a kind of like kind of an average NFL center in the league and a guy who can play right and left guard as well.
Now here's a guy. Taylor gets in there again, and McKinley cleans it up. And McKinley, one thing you could say about him, well, he's very energetic. Look, he's doing breakdancing on the field.
He's doing the breakdance.
I mean, but the dude has a motor, though. You could say, okay, he's going against the really bad, backups, but he's got a motor, at least, you could say.
He just keeps coming at you. He doesn't stop.
Yeah. And so for a guy, and, we preach strain and all of that. So for a guy like that, it's hard to even know who the heck these players are. 3rd and 13.
But E-Boogie.
So basically, Tommy Cutlett's going to play the whole game. Do the Giants even have another quarterback on their roster? Or?
I don't know. That's a shock to me. I
mean, what are they? I mean, this is a guy who can make their team, and they're making him play. I mean, he's in danger. There he goes. See, now he can run.
You think they'd be giving somebody else some tape, but I don't know.
Like that's pretty weird.
Don't forget, one of Tyrod's main injuries was completely out of his control. Team doctor messing up.
Yeah.
A lot of injuries are out of the player's control. Like, a lot of I noticed that fans tend to get mad at players for getting hurt, or they're like angry at players. People were mad at Becton, and it was like somebody rolled into his knee. I don't think that was his fault. And then people were mad that he didn't heal fast because they said it was because he was overweight. And it was like, I don't know if it mattered if he weighed 330 or 360. I don't know if we're doctors, but somebody rolled on his knee. I mean, these guys get hurt. And I think in the most cases, it's not their fault. They're not choosing to get hurt. Shit happens, and it sucks. Although I'm sure there are some cases where there are players who, don't make the effort that they should to get back on the field and to get healthy. And that's probably a reality. But I don't think it's Tyrod Taylor. I think he's a guy who wants to play. I think he seems really competitive to me.
Yeah, I mean, Tyrod's one of the best backups. So our quarterback room is in the best shape it's been in. We got midterm solutions. We got elite solutions. We got long-term solutions. Drew Lock is injured, but Drew Lock wouldn't be coming in the game. I mean, they should really have a fourth quarterback.
Yeah, where's the fourth quarterback?
Yeah, where's the Peasley type? That's what I'm asking. Drew Lock, he's the backup.
Where's the name that we never heard of and probably will never hear of again?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what we need. I mean, because why are they subjecting? So, like, even from an injury perspective, DeVito can get injured here. I mean, because this is late in the game, you have guys who are desperate to make the team. right? They're fighting for a job. They're fighting for their, and you got a guy who's going to probably be on your team out there this late. It's kind of curious that you wouldn't sign, just some camp arm, some guy, some
Yeah.
Ian Book type,
Yeah.
just to get through the reps here.
So you think
Really
the Giants going to go for it on 4th and 4?
Well, why not? I mean, what is
I know.
kicking a field goal going to do for you?
It looks like they're going to kick a field
Oh,
goal.
they're kicking
Doesn't
it.
make
All
any
right.
sense. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Make
10
it
minutes
10-6. Well, they're going to get the ball back. I guess you figure kick it now, and then the next possession, you can
Try
go
to win
ahead.
the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's preseason. To me, it's like just freaking go for it.
Yeah, I would have worked on something there. Let's work on our goal line, routes. Let's work on something. I don't know what kicking a field goal in a preseason game does for you.
Especially when you have a guy like DeVito who last year actually played games, and you might need him again.
Yeah, that's the thing, and he did a nice enough job for them when called upon. I mean, he wasn't great, and he had that little run there where he was doing great, but then he kind of came back to earth. But
hey, old-fashioned hot take, Frankie, I'm going to give you. Brees Hall's going to break 2,000 yards total yards from the line of scrimmage. Am I drinking too much again?
I mean, wouldn't that be one of the best years of all time? No. You're talking about total yards.
Total yards.
What's the all-time record for total yards in a season?
Oh, probably something, maybe LaDainian Tomlinson, I would guess. But I mean, I know we've had running backs who have rushed for 2,100 yards, around that amount just from rushing. But I'm sure LaDainian Tomlinson probably is the record holder. Maybe I'm wrong. There might be some others, but I mean, he's definitely one of the guys up there. He used to do it for San Diego. He was like, tons of touchdowns, receiving yards, rushing yards. But I don't know. I just think that Brees Hall could be 1,500 yards on the ground, and I think we can get 500 receiving out of him.
Yeah, that's not out of the realm of possibility at all.
Check that. Before you give any more facts, Frank, I need to do one thing. That's Frankie's facts.
Somebody said, Frankie, Steve Young was taken in the supplemental draft, but somebody else said he did play in the USFL, so I think I was right about that. The supplemental draft. So that probably was because he played in the USFL. They had to have a supplemental draft, I guess.
I know. Well,
that was a long time ago, man.
The year that Troy Aikman was drafted, the Dallas Cowboys also drafted, I think first name was Steve, but a guy named Walsh out of Florida or Miami. So they actually drafted 2 quarterbacks, and they got one right with Aikman. Walsh never amounted to anything, but they did do that. So I do remember there being a supplemental draft.
Well, there still is, aren't there? Yeah. Every year, don't they have to say, and there will be no supplemental draft this year or something like, they technically still have it, but you have to have a player who falls into certain categories, I guess.
Was it Kirk Cousins? I think he was a supplemental draft guy.
No.
They just drafted him in the late rounds after drafting RG3, but they drafted him the same year.
Yeah, they drafted Cousins was like a 4th or 5th round pick. Oh, they're saying DeVito is the only quarterback playing today. He's the only quarterback dressed. That is, even if, like, what if he does get hurt? Then what do they do? Just snap it to the running back and he runs into the line? Like, what kind of a plan is this by Daboll? Like,
yeah, you're right. Like, what if he got hurt? There's been a bunch of sacks. What if he would have gotten hurt?
Yeah. I mean, and you only got one guy suited up. I mean, what? Get a camp arm. What, does he not understand what a camp arm is?
Every team does it. Every team takes some guy that didn't get drafted out of college or some guy out of Canada, and you stick him on the field, and you put him into these games.
Yeah.
That's sometimes it's a lot of fun to watch guys like that.
That's just that's very strange to me. He's play a full game. I mean, maybe he's just like a sacrificial lamb or something. He's going to get cut. I don't know, but that's weird. I mean, somebody's going to pick up DeVito. He's a good backup. or third stringer at least.
Jones is dressed. No way. There's no way they're going to bring in.
I mean, no way they're going to put Jones in there. That'd be crazy too. I mean, one of the most injured guys of all time. Let's stick him in the last preseason game for no reason because we don't know what the concept of a camp arm is. Man,
Not only that, let's stick him into a game where the Jets are sacking our quarterback every single drive.
Yeah, one of the most ferocious, pass rush attacks in the league. Let's throw these people to the wolves. That's weird. But even if you think about training camp reps, you need quarterback arms to throw to all these guys. To get their reps in. All your wide receivers and tight ends, they got to get reps. You usually need a fourth guy to make sure all your dudes get reps so you could take a look at them. So that's weird. Drew Lock is the backup. Chris Bradigan. He's the backup, but he's also injured he has a minor injury, and they say he's going to be fine for the season. So they're not going to bring in Drew Lock. He's the number 2, clear number 2. Some people say he should be the number 1, but it's a whole other story. But yeah, they have him, but he's injured and he's not playing in this game, and he's too valuable even if he was healthy. So it says Lock is the emergency quarterback. So I think people should be asking questions of Brian Daboll about this. The whole thing seems ridiculous to me. You're going to bring in. It's the same thing. Lock is the same thing with Jones. Lock just had an injury that he's getting over. You're going to make him come into a game like this in an emergency? You get
to have 90 players in camp.
Yeah.
I've never heard of not having a fourth quarterback, somebody to take up these garbage snaps.
Unless your third quarterback is just some guy that isn't making the team. Like just sometimes some teams just have a rando third guy that they're going to cut. Okay. But DeVito's doesn't fall into that category.
Not at all. They need him.
I would think, yeah. So somebody needs to ask Daboll these questions.
Yeah,
Brian Daboll has not turned out to be the coach we thought he was when he first arrived in the New York Giants. I'll tell you that much.
He was so impressive in the beginning, and when he made the playoffs that year, and I thought, wow, there's someone really special. But man, he's been very questionable since then.
Yeah, and his sideline demeanor leaves a lot to be desired, I would say. I mean, the fact that he couldn't get along with Wink Martindale, to the point where they were screaming at each other and having fist fights. I mean, this is Wink Martindale. Well, it's not some rando. This is a guy who's a very respected football coach who's been around a long time, grew up in the Harbaugh system, and you can't get along with him?
This guy is a booming personality. He's the kind of guy who could host a game show.
Yeah, and very well respected. I mean, what are you arguing with him about? His defense? Really? You're going to argue with Wink Martindale about defense, Daboll? I mean,
I thought that he did more with his talent. He overplayed, he was much better than they should have been because of him. So I thought he's a great defensive coordinator. I wonder if did he get picked up? Because he definitely should not be unemployed. It's crazy.
He's not unemployed. He went to Michigan. He was like, screw the NFL. I'm going down. Going to hang out with it at a big school.
He's a really good coordinator. I'm surprised teams weren't all over him. I mean, there's plenty of teams that weren't very impressive defensively. You're going to tell me you wouldn't be a better team with Wink Martindale?
I mean, yeah, it was hard to believe. He's extremely well respected. He runs that amoeba front. He blitz you from anywhere. Sort of like the Rex Ryan philosophy. In fact, I think they overlap. Did they overlap at Baltimore? Maybe. Maybe not. But it's sort of the same philosophy, just blitz, blitz, blitz. Unpredictable, cover zero, all kinds of crazy stuff. But
the Jets are punting again. Man, offensively in the second half, we have been absolutely miserable.
Yeah, that's why I say Amart over Peasley. Amart over Peasley. If you compare, that's one thing you could do in these games, compare, contrast. And Amart played way better than Peasley. Now, Amart had the better offensive line on the field, and he had the better running back and the better, everything. But still, he made it look good. So I think Amart is definitely securely ahead of Peasley at this point in time.
It's an interesting point from Zebo. I mean, we're probably gonna lose our if everything goes right this season. I think we could say goodbye to Albrecht. Albrecht is going to get his opportunity to be a head coach, and
I mean, the guy
maybe we
secured.
run Martindale.
Ulbrich got no interviews last cycle, 0. So how? I mean, usually you have to go through a few cycles of interviews
because we're going to win like 12 or 13 games, and we're going to have a top 5 defense, and winning is what does it.
Yeah, but then people are going to say, but it's Salah's defense. You know, Salah will get the credit more than Ulbrich. You know what I mean?
No, there's a very good chance that that's what people are thinking, but I don't know. I think that, I mean, both things could be true, right? Both things could be true.
I mean, he might get some interviews, and maybe knocks it out of the park. Who knows? But if we lose Ulbrich, that means the season went as we wanted to, and that means we're keeping Salah, and he's going to get an extension. So he's the defensive mind. And guess what? Tony Odin then becomes the DC. I guarantee you.
That would be amazing. He's been 18 years of just amazing work, being one of the best DB coaches in the game.
He deserves it.
He deserves it.
And I guarantee you that's what happens. So I wouldn't worry about that.
I'm not too panicked. I mean, that's the natural, just a natural thing. It's part of the game. Like if you want your team to win championships, well, if we go deep, we win 13 games.
Yeah.
We go to the Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl, or go to the AFC Championship game, that kind of thing. Part of that means that you're going to lose coaches. Now, I agree with you. I think if we go deep in the playoffs but don't win, there's a chance that he's not going to be able to get a job. I think if we go to the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl, a lot of times you lose your coordinator when that happens. So,
yeah. I mean, the Chiefs have been able to keep Spagnuolo, though. Think about it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's very clear to the league he's not a head coach. So I think he had his opportunity. I think he may have had his opportunities.
That's true.
He was great for the Giants. Like it was never a secret that Spags was a really good defensive coordinator.
Oh yeah, he's an excellent D coordinator, but not all the coordinators make good head coaches, obviously. So
definitely not. No, definitely not. I mean, there's been a bunch of people that have been, there's a lot of evidence to that. So
yeah, it's just, I mean, people said Andy Reid was a terrible head coach when he was with Philadelphia. Got a lot of criticism. Then he goes to Kansas City. He goes to Kansas City. They get Patrick Mahomes. All of a sudden, he's a genius.
Well, they were okay with Alex Smith in the beginning. He did okay, but they were limited with him. He limited them as a quarterback.
I mean, even Belichick without Brady. That's the ultimate thing. Where you look at Belichick's record as a head coach without Brady, it's not good at all. It's not even 500. So it's one of those weird things. The quarterback is so important. That's why they make $55 million a year.
And I think that's what Salah's story might end up being, right? I mean, look at his record right now as a head coach.
That's what I would do. Like if Woody brought me in the office and I'm Salah, and he says, "Look, why shouldn't I fire you, Salah?" If I was Robert Salah, I'd say, "Look, I had no offensive line. I had no quarterback. We had the worst quarterback play, in the league. Look at our defense. I built this defense up from nothing, and you can't win in the modern NFL with an offensive line that has as many injuries as we've had, and with as bad a quarterback play. We took our swing with Zach. He didn't work out. He was a boomer bust prospect. People said, and everybody said, and so far it's a bust. And that's why you should keep me, because if you give me a quarterback, give me a chance. Look at all these coaches who were bums until they got the quarterback right, including Belichick, Randy Reid. Sean McVay was a young coach, but even Sean McVay got elevated by Stafford, right? You could say, even Jared Goff wasn't good enough for the great Sean McVay.
I don't know about you, but my game changed. They left the game. It was so bad.
Your game changed? No, I still have the Jet game.
They're showing me Cleveland, Seattle. What the?
Adrian Martinez, 12 of 20, 99 yards, 23 rush yards. That's a good game. Peasley, 4 of 9, 36 yards. No good. Well, so far anyway. 25.
It's unbelievable. So they do it temporarily. Are they really gonna? Oh, now they might go back to it. Hold on. Okay. Now they're showing both. Okay.
That's weird.
Now I got a split screen showing both games. Is anybody else having that issue? Oh yeah, I'm not the only one. Indy Jets is saying the same thing. So is Chris Bradigan.
I'm on NFL Plus. I still got the good old Jetsies.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch to NFL Plus if that keeps up, which is
Ah,
gonna be a pain in the arse. Yeah, so we're all the same. We all got the split screen. All right. Maybe I panicked a little too fast. Maybe no. This is what happens when it's like a hotel that makes too many reservations. This channel overpromised too many games. So
yeah. Yeah, I mean, this game is definitely right now for the psychos. Somebody said in the chat, like this, anybody still watching this game is just a total psycho for Jets football. Watching measly Peasley trying to
it's
figure
funny,
it out.
but going back to what you said, Frank, I mean, I kind of feel like a lot of us that defended Salah over the past few years were giving the exact arguments that you were giving that he would give to Woody. And I wouldn't even be surprised if there was a conversation about his job. That's exactly what he would have been saying. But if we go 13-4 and then win 12 games next year, or 12-5 and then 12-5 next year and make deep playoff runs or win a Super Bowl, Salah's going to be celebrated as a great coach who
Yeah,
came to the
he
Jets
should
and
be.
won a Super Bowl, as he should be. And the record is always going to be, well, like you said, the evidence is if you don't have a quarterback, specifically if you don't have a quarterback and you have a horrendously bad offensive line due to injuries or whatever the situation is, it doesn't matter who you are as a head coach. You're just simply not going to win games.
Yeah, I mean, the data shows it. I put it on my show that it's one of my iron laws that the data shows that the most correlated thing with winning in the modern NFL, which is 2012 to now, is passing efficiency. That's the number one thing that's most correlated with winning football games is passing efficiency. If you do that, you'll win football games. If you can't do that, you got big problems. And that's what's happened. I mean, look at the past 12 years. This is the modern era of football has been our hell for Jet fans, right? Oh, throw the ball. Oh, guy was wide open. Right. The modern era of football, that's when our problems started, 2012. That's the modern era. That's when we started sucking.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive penalty.
And I will say Belichick was horrible with Cleveland. Cleveland never had a quarterback. It took them forever. They're
actually the story of Belichick in Cleveland is kind of fascinating. He took Kosar out. People were furious with Belichick for removing their icon, Bernie Kosar.
Yeah.
They were furious with him. He was, and then the funny thing is then he did this kind of the same thing in New England with Brady and Bledsoe. It was kind of interesting. He didn't shy away from doing basically the same thing he did in Cleveland. Trusted his gut. In Cleveland, he got it wrong, obviously, but in New England, obviously, he got it right. So it's kind of interesting.
Now we have a guy named Deion Jackson carrying the ball. 2nd and 7 as he got 3 yards. Up until then, it was Valladay has been the entire offense on this drive, which is not. They're finally, at midfield at least, or trying to get to midfield. So it's the best drive they put together of the half. They got a first down based on a penalty by the Giants. And that's kind of sad that that's what it took. But hey, they got a first down, and now they ran into a wall. So
that was not good.
They've lost yards on that, so it's back to 3rd and 10. And I spoke too soon. This is going to be another disastrous drive for the New York Jets. Looks like they had to punt the ball already. There you go. Horrible punt. Took a bad bounce. Oh no, that's the Seattle game. Sorry. They took the game away from us again. I have to watch on my phone. Pretty brutal. So on 3rd and 10, Peasley threw an incomplete pass intended for Valladay, who's their base, who apparently is the only player on the team other than Peasley. And I guess it's 4th and 10 now, and the Jets will have to punt.
Not looking good. This is total garbage time.
Jeffrey's not such a happy guy. Getting a little crazy out in the chat, a little frustrated over a game that doesn't mean anything. Wild Wave, I'm giving false information because they switched the game on me. But you know what? They had a punt anyway, so I was just really good at predicting and seeing the future. So the New York Mets are up 5-1 over the San Diego Padres in a must-win game for them.
Yeah, but how are the Oakland Ballers doing? We need to figure out.
I don't know. I got to start following them since I'm only an hour and 20 minutes away.
Anybody in the chat familiar with the Oakland Ballers? They're in the Pioneer League. Tim Boyle had a great game today. Indy Jet says, "Hey, good for Timmy Boyle. Preseason king of the preseason.
He's a preseason clipboard, regular preseason king, regular season clipboard holder."
Yeah.
Richard Kotite was the worst head coach the Jets ever had. Bill Parcells took the exact team following year and went 8-8 after a 1-15 year. I was not a fan of Kotite, and I think the fans of Philadelphia would agree with us that Kotite was a horrendously bad coach. I think it's definitely between Kotite and our bugly-eyed friends for the worst coach ever in the Jets history. What do you think, Frankie? Adam Gase or Rich Kotite?
I mean, what about Lou Holtz? He was their coach for a season.
College coach, not an NFL coach, Ra. Not a very good NFL coach.
We brought him in here, and he wanted to create a fight song. That was his first order of business. Okay, we need a fight song, everybody. Like what?
Looks like we have an incomplete pass, so it's 3rd and 11. The Giants are stuck at their 14-yard line. So it's a little bit of a shit show. Ooh, that looked like a first down for the Giants, though. Nice pass out wide. Not sure who it was. That Miles Boykin for a 13-yard game. I never heard of Miles Boykin. Sounds familiar, though. Maybe from the draft analysis that we all do.
Miles Boykin, he's been around the league. He was on the Steelers. He was on the Ravens. Veteran guy trying to stick around. He's actually a good blocker, Miles Boykin.
Gase had a 7-win season. That was what made Gase worse because he was really horrible and he would do just enough to stick around too long. That was the problem. But no, I hear you. If you want to go by record, Gase, I don't know. I mean, Gase, I think Gase might have been a little bit okay, would win more games. He won 8 games also for Miami. He went 8-8. So maybe he was not as bad as Kotite technically in that fashion, but he definitely was one of the most embarrassing coaches we have ever had. I mean, it was pretty freaking embarrassing.
I mean, Kotite at least cared about the team and was trying and probably didn't have a substance abuse problem.
That's true.
Like Gase, you got to say he was just completely out of his depth.
So the Giants are trying really hard to have a game-winning touchdown drive right now.
I mean, with a quarterback who has professional, who's been in real games, at the end of the fourth quarter of the last preseason game, they're out there scrambling around. I mean, it's like, come on, man. But of course, they didn't have the foresight to have a camp arm available on the roster.
Maybe just after that horrendous joint practice with us,
they want
to have something to feel good about.
I mean, they're getting first downs, so I mean.
But I don't think their I don't think their number 3 quarterback who's played in the NFL last year and their Home Depot players versus our Home Depot players is going to really mean much for bragging rights in this city. That's just my take on it.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, they're at midfield, so they have a really long way to go before they can, before they score a touchdown. So what was the call on that, Frank? Did they call that a catch or not?
Well, the ball definitely hits the ground. This could be one of those where it's like, yeah, it hit the ground, but it's still illegal because blah 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 because it's against the Jets. I love when they have those. Like, yeah, it hit the ground, but there's under certain circumstances it's allowed to hit the ground. You didn't read that part of the rule book. It pertains only to the New York Jets. Oh.
You think the Giants are going to be that bad this year?
Yes, they have one of the worst rosters. They have actually, I think they have the 32nd best roster in the league, according to Mike Clay. So
the only thing they seem to have is a really good defensive line, which
they do,
but no secondary.
No,
and they have a really good young wide receiver. But
yeah, I'd like to see how their offensive line performs. They're benching Neal, it looks like, which is interesting. Mm-hmm. And they brought some new guys in the offensive line. I'd like to see if they can hold up. They have Andrew Thomas, who's good. They picked up John Runyon. John Michael Schmitz should be better in theory. We'll see.
Well, Zomsey says he might be out for a month, so that's going to hurt them early on.
Who?
Schmitz, the center for the Giants. He got hurt in the first half of this game. They actually started it, and he might be out for 4 weeks.
Fire Daboll. You didn't have a fourth quarterback. You're playing your starters. Now guys out for 2 months. Schmitz. Oh, that's terrible. I don't even know who their backup center is.
We'll see how many games he misses, but ridiculous.
That's
somebody got a sack. 91. Who's 91?
McGregor.
McGregor. I mean, they're making it impossible to decide who's going to stick around.
These guys should dominate these guys. I mean,
yeah, no, they should, because these guys for us, I mean, they're the guys they're going to.
They might make a roster. The guys on the Giants are not making their roster.
Right,
probably.
They're Home Depot. They're working. Yeah. They're working at the deli. They're hanging out with. Hopefully, maybe they live in Illinois. They're going to hang out with our friend Chris Bradigan, have and just chill with him, have a sandwich, tell him what it was like to just try to make a squad.
Fun thing.
I could totally see Chris Bradigan hanging out with some of these guys, for the Giants. Maybe Miles Boykin.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, no, the Giants have I think Mike Clay has them as the worst roster in football. So no, they're not going to be much of anything.
Yeah.
GreenBean is back.
There we go.
But he's muted.
We can't hear you, buddy.
I said I was just going to sit and wait until you saw me. So is that 3 sacks for Braden McGregor?
I think we have 700 sacks in the game, actually. You get a sack, I get a sack, everybody gets a sack.
McKinley has 2.5.
There you go.
McGregor has 2.
Look at Peasley.
Oh,
look at that kid. I mean, he catches the ball. Brandon Smith, he was out of bounds, but he caught it.
Taylor has 1.5.
I told you, everybody got some.
Total.
This kid total. Smith, 1, 2. That's a catch. This kid Smith, they got to give him. Can we get another preseason game where we give Smith an opportunity? Oh, I mean, all he does is snatch the ball. 1, 2. That's a catch.
Oh, how many sacks do these guys have?
1 million.
How many sacks do we have total?
1.5 million.
Is it like double digit craziness?
7
No.
sacks. 7 sacks.
7.
I don't know if they're counting the last one yet, so I'm trying to like refresh and see if it's
That
8.
was Braden
7.
McGregor, that last one, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
I literally just turned it back on, and I see fucking Braden McGregor streaking around the edge for a sack. I'm like, no way. Is that
it's going to
now?
be hard. It's going to be hard for them to decide. Between McKinley, LT3, and McGregor,
Crazy.
it's going to be
But now-
hard for them to
now-
decide.
Now McGregor is an inside defensive lineman, whereas the other two are competing for jobs on the edge.
No, McGregor LT3 is the inside
Yeah.
Right, he's on the inside, but McGregor and McKinley are competing on the edge, right? So,
with Watts too.
oh,
Watts,
God.
I think, is P squad. I think Watts is definitely in 4th place out of those guys.
Yeah.
But LT3 has a leg up because he is a DT, and we're a little thinner there than the edge,
Yeah.
assuming Reddick comes back.
It's
Yeah,
fucking
this is
incredible.
But Brandon Smith, see what happened was what we said, GreenBean, about Brandon Smith. He didn't get to play with Martinez, so he didn't get any opportunities tonight. They brought him in with Peasley, and Peasley played like measly Peasley. Although that was a nice-ish throw there. But
Which, by the way, I wanted to tell you, I really do like the name Measly Peasley. That's good. Another good Frankie. Braden checking in. Braden, I sent you a message, buddy. I don't know if you got it. It's good to see you.
McGregor got
I sent
3.
you a message
Not
through
according to
Patreon.
stats. Not according to Yahoo Sports.
Well, that one probably.
Yeah, they might not have counted that one yet.
Why am I in the dark, Jay-Z? Because I don't want to turn all the lights on. Because I'm just coming to get my computer. And I saw the game. I just saw the guy, so I'm saying hello. I'm actually going to bounce. But I left my computer in the studio and everything. So, but anywho. All right, guys, listen. How's the stream going? You guys good?
Yeah, it's been working. No
You need
technical
anything?
problems. The only thing that's went wrong is the stupid NFL network started showing the Browns game, the Seattle game.
Really? What have you guys been doing?
I'm watching on my phone. NFL Plus.
I'm telling you, fucking go to Crack Streams. Beautiful.
Well, it's only 2 minutes to go now, so
Yeah. Well, you made it. It's 10.
I mean, I can't wait for the film breakdown of these monster defensive linemen that we have. Joe Blewitz and Nani and them guys are going to go crazy because if we're noticing it when we watch it live, how good is it going to look in film study? Because things like that always look even better when you're looking at the technical skills, how they did it, hand placement, da da da. That's going to be
it's going to be fun.
That's going to be some fun stuff over the next week.
Yeah, because that'll be the stuff that separates. It's not always about the results. About anybody can have a great day. You know what I mean? So like, if you look and say, all right, well, he beat him soundly, and this guy, he has 3 sacks, but he happened to be fucking playing against a guy with fucking, broken elbow and slipping all over whatever it might be, and his hand his hand placement is terrible and his balance is off and he just got lucky. It's different.
Yeah, right.
So but Braden, no, I sent it through Patreon. It should have came to you. They're supposed to land like maybe in your email or something, but I can email it to you. You could just copy it and email it.
So
But,
now we're playing the timeout game. The Jets keep running the ball and the Giants call timeout.
All right, guys. Well, listen, thank you. Have a great night. I appreciate it. Just wanted to come in and say hello.
All right. You have a good one.
All
See
right.
ya.
Later, chat. You guys rule. Go Jets.
I will see you for sure on September 9th, Monday Night Football.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'll see you guys.
That was
That's going to be weird because that Sunday, it's going to be a good week because this year there's a Thursday game to start off with as usual, but then there's a Friday game that you got to pay Peacock for or something. I don't know if I'm going to do that. Then you have Saturday, but then Sunday is the first big Sunday, but we don't play that's going to be like an annoying Sunday. I mean, it's going to be fun because it's like, oh, football's back, but then we don't play. So we got to wait that day, and then you got to go to work on Monday, and then come home and get the to watch something we've been waiting to watch for a very long time. It's like a lot of waiting.
Yeah, it's kind of the whole thing's kind of silly, but
the Thursday game will be fun. Friday, I mean, how many people in the chat are going to pay for that Friday game? You got to pay Peacock fee for one game, or you could stick around if you want to hang, be a customer of Peacock and look at their offerings, whatever they may be.
So this is
how many people are going to pay? How many people are going to pay for that?
Field goal missed. Zerline missed the 47-yarder. Not a good way to end camp for Zerline.
Yeah, what are we doing, Zerline?
That's not a good way to end camp.
Oof. Missed 2 field goals.
Hopefully it doesn't get into his head.
Oh, boy. He used to be so automatic.
Well, he was all camp. I mean, he was great the first 2 games. I mean, so let's just hope that he's getting it out of his system now.
I don't like it. I mean, ball came off funny. What is he even doing?
So the Giants take over with 1:43. They just used all 3 timeouts to get the ball back.
Now we got to go through this again when they're trying to throw the ball.
And they have good field position, but the clock is ticking. And but they don't have a number 4 Home Depot quarterback. They freaking have DeVito with NFL experience. So this is going to be interesting. There we go. He has all day. Checks it down and misses they can't complete the play, and there's a flag. Now, usually when there's that much time for the quarterback, there's holding. But we'll see what the flag is about. Looks like holding versus the Jets. Wow.
Well,
on Brandon Robinson, the cornerback.
Dudes are exhausted. They're also getting cut tomorrow.
Robert Saleh is not happy with him. He's bringing him off the field. And there's a lot of bored Jet fans in that stadium right now. And there's a lot of bored Jet fans right here with us right now.
I mean, it's hard to generate content out of this. El Garbage time. Tommy Cutlets in El Garbaggio time. Everybody exhausted. It's running around.
That's my new expression. That's who Peasley is. Measly Peasley, a Home Depot quarterback. He's going to have a great time in the warehouse in the back of Home Depot, throwing things around to people.
Yeah, talking about his time at the Meadowlands.
Oh, it looks like another sack. Who is that, baby? 79? Who's that? Smart. Tenzo Smart.
So that was Smart and Watts getting in there.
Reminding people who he is. 53 seconds on the clock. Completed pass. Keeps him in bounds. Just shy of the first down. 4th down and 2. Clock is ticking. 27 seconds.
That's incomplete.
No, the clock is not ticking. I don't know how they stopped the clock.
Because it was incomplete.
Oh. Well, Frankie, that explains it.
Yeah, that explains it. Watts has long arms to give him that much. He gets up there.
Naz Escobar is way behind. Naz, you might want to shut the volume on us, though, because we're going to be giving out spoilers any second now. 27 seconds, 4th and 2. He runs with the ball, gets tackled. I don't know where they're going to mark it. It looks short. Salah's raising his hand in victory. DeVito's complaining and screaming and crying. And a little Giant fan is about 7 years old is doing this as if they had just lost the real season game. Somebody didn't tell him that this is just a bunch of guys that aren't going to have jobs tomorrow.
That should definitely be short, it looks like.
That's what?
He's definitely short. It's not even close.
Not a lot of it doesn't go by that anymore with the diving. They said that it goes by where you dive, like when you dive forward for a quarterback. That's the new rule. So it definitely doesn't go forward. And he's not happy. Look at him. He looks like he's gonna go home crying, asking his mom for a cutlet to make him feel
Chicken
better.
cutlets. Needs a little cut. He played 4 quarters in a preseason game. Denzel Smart getting some love on the sidelines.
Yeah, DK help close it out for us, and that brings us to the end of this. I don't even know what to call it.
I mean, one thing you got to say about Saleh, he has a great record in the preseason. He's a preseason champion. Too bad it's not doesn't count for nothing.
You know what? We walk away 3-0 in preseason. It's just good to. It's like a winning kind. Change the chemistry of the locker room, make it a winning locker room, whatever you want to call it.
No, it's like Sticky Stiggers said. It's like one of our leaders, Sticky Stiggers, said, "We winning. We gonna keep winning. Win, win, win. That's what we do. We just winning.
We just winning. So
We winning. We gonna keep winning, and we just gonna win, win, win. That's what we do." Hey, Sticky Stiggers said so. That hey, you can't go against Sticky Stiggers.
Can't do it. You can't do it.
No, you can't.
Absolutely, it would be very wrong.
You can go against Measly Peasly, but you can't go against Sticky Stiggers.
Yeah. So we are going to say goodbye. Any final words, Frank, before we leave? You want to talk about the videos that you're doing now? What's going on? And anything that people need to not miss?
Yeah. I got to say, tomorrow morning is going to be a banger. 10 a.m. Coffee with Frankie. We're going to go over some business of sports stuff that's going to blow people's minds. We're going to talk about an investment opportunity you're not going to want to miss. It's not scammy or skeezy at all. It's beautiful. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to be a banger. And when you hear my plan for this, it's going to make you say, "Oh my God, this is amazing." So check it out tomorrow, 10 a.m. And check out the Oakland Ballers. That's all I'll say as a hint.
All right, everybody. Check out Frankie from Flatbush. The man is back. Make sure you visit his channel. Make sure you resubscribe. Get back. Don't miss it. Don't miss his content. It's some of the best content out there. It's certainly the most unique content out there. You won't get the kind of content he gives anywhere else. I can definitely say that and promise you that. And you could always go over to Jets Chaos and subscribe to my channel, as I will and promise to get more live videos and some more content going soon. But with that said, thank you, Frank. Frankie, it was great to spend time with you, hear your wisdom, and I look forward to working with you again during the season.
All right, man. See you, everybody.
Right. Take care, everyone.
No, he fakes it. He's setting him up. Throws it to fucking Conklin or Rucker. It's really just the Jets chamber pot. Oh, we suck at stuff. To Garrett Wilson.
Oh, what a catch! What a catch!
That was all Zach, everybody. Oh, Quinn gets him. Yeah! Yes! Look at this. Oh, yeah! A real live offensive touchdown. Got pressure. Run, you idiot. Here we go. Oh, that's a catch. That's a catch. All right, everybody. Garrett Wilson doesn't give a shit. Look at Zachy do, huh? Let's go, Zod. Gets it around the end. Run, little guy. Touchdown. Oh! Are you kidding me? I believe in Zod. Let's go, Jets.